I think we live, baby. Let's go.
Let the ceremony begin. Countless battles, I walk with no shadow. Desert in sandal, the ghost with the candle. King of all crowns, rip the rattle off serpents. Blood I thirst, since I am the worst. Follow your footsteps, you have no footprints. I am the surface, you worthless purpose. The moon, the stars, I'm connected to darkness. Heads of marksmen, I've hunted the farthest. Village of troops, Molotov the roofs. Black Sunday service with Holocaust roots. Homo Kabbalah, black magic and balas. These AKs and hollows will leave you forgotten. This bottomless season, you looking for me, Mussolini, Gaddafi, the world cannot stop me. I'm legend, remember me. Gifted since birth, you were delivered in a hearse. Your mother and your father trade your soul for a curse. I'm a soldier, coming at you like a locomotive. Never knew I navigate the culture. Service at the tabernacle potions. The devil made my father, little spirit set beside me. My mother was a slave to 3 witches on the island. Ever cheat death? Ever wake up and can't catch one breath? Master of obstacles, the Nostradamus. I structure the continent, the director of operas. I swing my arms, I move the seas. I change the weather, 500 degrees. The god of chaos, I shed no pity. Come over for the seance. Hey, kitty, kitty. The ruler of your conscience, yeah. In your head, I'm a monster. Take control of all your options, yeah. There's no way you gonna stop this. The ruler of your conscience. Yeah, yeah. Where you gonna stop it? Yeah.
Check 1, check 2. Is everybody in? Is everybody motherfucking in? Welcome to the Temple of the Goonies, aka known worldwide as motherfucking Hoodstocks, baby. Let's go. I'm gonna give a round of applause for that right there. Shit, don't play with it. Worldwide, my G. That's what we doing right here. We are growing. We are showing the fuck out, baby. Yes, sir. Along with growth comes education. Along with education comes levels of living, levels of life, levels and levels and levels and levels. God damn, when are the levels gonna stop? Never. Which level will you leave your legacy on? Hopefully not the dumpster, my G. No, don't do that. Here to educate us and hopefully take us to the next level. Everybody, give it up for Joe Rocket. Let's go.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's an honor to be here, bro. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, man. I really feel like it's something that our people need, the information that I can share with you guys, and I'm thankful that I'm able to share it with you guys. This is all information, of course, that I've learned through the years of being involved in the industry, and it is. Something that anybody can get. The information that I have, anybody can get. I'm just kind of trying to basically bring it all to you guys in as fast as possible, or faster. Like the questions that you guys might have were the same questions that I had at one point when I started my journey.
Yes, sir, with crypto. And what we're talking about is we're talking about cryptocurrency. We're talking about Bitcoin. But before we dive off the deep end, how's your weekend been so far?
Good, man, good. Just been hanging out with my girl, just running errands as usual, hanging out with the family and stuff like that,
Getting ready for the Monday to Friday,
Monday
9
to
to
Friday.
5, yeah?
Monday to Friday.
Hey, can you guys turn that down real quick? I hear it leaking over a little bit. Just the back of it. That back of that speaker, please, dog. Right by the cord. Where the cord plugs in? Yeah, right there. Turn that down a little, dog. Thank you, dog. I just hear it leaking over to this right here. Okay, there you go. That's better. So you've been running errands. Sorry about that, dog. You've been running errands, getting ready for Monday through Friday. 9 to 5 you do?
Well, I'm actually a contractor. Thanks to cryptocurrency, I've been able to start my own business, promote it and do what I do currently. I initially started with electronics. I've been slowly building up, different skill sets, including trading cryptocurrency and the stock market and stuff like that. And through this, I was able to open my business and doing luxury backyard builds, pools, cabanas, basically anything crazy and rare. You guys want to make your backyard start artificial rain in your pool, make it look all crazy. We do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
what's the point of having that big old beautiful backyard with a swimming pool without any females? You guys deliver females too with that?
Hey, we can go to the Bunny Ranch in Las Vegas. Get a couple of them. Hey, as long as the price is right, we can do anything.
Yes.
As long as the price is right, we can do anything, brother.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. As long as your cryptocurrency is up, right?
Yes, sir.
We can make it happen. I'm going to share a little bit of my weekend with you guys. Just to kind of like ease into this Sunday evening podcast. I took my kids to a hotel resort in Newport Beach, and I told them we were in Hawaii. They're 4 and 5 years old, bro. We go to a Newport Beach. They got palm trees. They got 3 different swimming pools. While you're laying there, they got one swimming pool with a slide, bro. There's bartenders, bro, coming through, and you'll be like, "Let me get a fucking whoop-de-whoop-whoop," and then you give them your room number, and they put it on the tab, or you can give them, the neighbor's room number or something. You know what I mean? That asshole with the, whoop-de. Anyways, but it was cool. But I realized I fucked up when my 4-year-old said, "Oh, now we can see Sonny," because I had a dog named Sonny. We had a dog named Sonny. And I sold their dog named Sonny, right? And they said, "Well, they were crying, bro. It was fucked up, bro." Okay. I felt bad, dog, but we were not being responsible pet owners, bro. Right. We got 2 bullies and they were just in the backyard, bro, tearing the backyard up, dirty as fuck. I had to get rid of one of them, bro, Okay. And so I got rid of Sonny, and they were crying, and so they said, can we see him at least once in a while? And I'm like, "Babe, no, we can't. He's in Hawaii living his best life." So we go to Newport Beach, bro, to a resort. It's the quickest, it's the easiest thing to get out of the house, bro. Change the fucking, the scenery, and I told them we were in Hawaii, bro, and they're like, "Well, where's Sonny at? We need to see Sonny." And it was a cool weekend, bro. I thought it was kind of like a funny story because I got caught slipping by my own kids,
Yeah.
But I've had a good weekend, bro. We did a podcast Friday night. Bop. I fucking bounced out. Did that little thing with the fam bam because we got to take care of the family, doggy.
Of course.
And I'll be wrapped up with this shit sometimes, dog. So it was pretty easy. A fucking 45-minute drive to Newport Beach, bro. The complexion of Newport Beach is very, very white. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a trip, dog. We're in a resort, dog, and this resort has a golf course and a tennis court. That tells you a lot, bro. Mm-hmm. And it was a trip because I see these fathers with their kids teaching them how to play golf at 5 years old, and I said, "Whoa, that's something I'm not used to seeing." Mm-hmm. It's just, life is crazy. And then here I come walking in, and they were probably like, "Whoa, that's not something I'm used to seeing." I don't know, bro. It's just, I pay attention maybe sometimes a little too much, maybe sometimes not enough, you know what I mean? And we have these, you just go to, you get out the hood and you go to somewhere else like, Newport Beach, bro, and it's just, it's
different.
Yeah, it's different, bro. It is most definitely different, dog. But anyways, my weekend's been good, bro. I'm glad to be back right here Sunday night, dog. Sunday evening, dog. We'll see how many of the homies, how many heads tap in on a Sunday night, how many people are interested with the Bitcoin cryptocurrency. I'm very happy to have you here, bro. I've been wanting to have someone that had the knowledge, and it seems like you have the knowledge. We talked on the phone, bro, and it seemed like you were full of information that I don't know, bro. And so the way I would like to lead down the road with the cryptocurrency, with the Bitcoin, bro, is I would like you to break it down first like you were teaching a fucking a junior high school class, bro. Okay. Kids, individuals that know nothing about it, bro. I would like you to start it off like that so we can just kind of get the grassroots of it, the foundation, the basics, the 1 + 1 = 2 type of formula, and then maybe we can get a little deeper in as we go, right? Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can definitely do that. Okay. So in order to be able to understand what cryptocurrency is we got to kind of ask ourselves, what do we look at money as? So like, what do we think money is, right? So like for you, what do you think? What would money be to you?
Money to me, bro, is I guess it can kind of tend to sometimes be in the neighborhoods, in the hoods, as a materialistic type of thing. Like, you see what kind of shoes the dude's got on. You see what kind of car the motherfucker's driving. You know what I mean? Does he live in a house or does he live in an apartment? You know what I mean? So on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
Does that sound kind of correct? That's kind of like what money.
Well, okay, we could definitely look at it that way.
I mean, if you're going through the drive-through, bro, can you order whatever you want, or do you have to stay on the value menu side, dog?
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what money looks like to me, bro.
Okay.
You know?
So money, in a way, you could say, yeah, it is that. But in order to get that, let's say, Happy Meal or like, the vacation or whatever, that's all kind of value that you're adding to your life, right? So in order to look at money as a materialistic, like way, like in order for money to turn into materialism, you know what I'm saying? You have to add value in order to be able to get the money, right? Let's say, for example, like we work, right, either a 9 to 5 or, we create a product in order to be able to sell, right? So what money is a form of exchanging value, right? So I'm pretty sure that value, you could probably find something more valuable than money in, let's say, for example, the word of the people that you are around, right? Let's say if your friend says, hey, you know what, I need to get this done, bro, but I don't have the money to get it done. If we get it done, and you trust, if we get it done, we're gonna make this much money off of it, right? So your boy's word, you're gonna trust it enough or more than the actual money, right? So what is money? It's kind of a form of exchanging value. We've had many different types we've had many forms of exchanging value. We used to exchange seashells in the island of Yap, which is a very interesting island to economists. They used to exchange huge limestone donuts, right, as money. So currently, a lot of people think that the dollar bill is backed by gold, right? On August 15, 1971, the golden standard was ended, right? Meaning that the currency that we hold today now is just a promise note, it's a promise of value, right? And through the years, it's been losing its value through the years as it's printed, thanks to something called fractional reserve banking and quantum easing, right? This money is being artificially inflated and kept printing. There's nothing that actually backs the dollar, right? So this is something that a lot of people didn't know or didn't understand until the movement of cryptocurrency. So beyond a form of exchanging value, cryptocurrency is also like a movement, right? It's a movement between a lot of people that are coming together and saying, hey, you know what? We feel like Bitcoin is a better way in order for us to exchange value. So if we were to go ahead and divide the word cryptocurrency, right? We have crypto, which is cryptographic, and currency. Cryptographic, which is a way to kind of like hide or mask the transaction, that people are doing, right? It's like a private way to go ahead and exchange value, right? A way that you don't need to know who's behind the wallet or who's behind the other side when you go ahead and exchange that money or exchange the value, right? It's a movement versus the banks, right? Because how is it that they can go ahead and for every $1 that you have in the bank, automatically print out $9 and loan out $10, right? And even though they're actually making $9 for every $1 that you have in the bank, they're also taxing you for it. They're charging you fees, right? So it's a movement versus the banks because they created a lot of problems within the economical system right now, right? Cryptocurrency is a way to implement physical data into virtual data and create something called smart contracts, to where, let's say, for example, you make a bet, right? That who's your football team, lady? Steelers, right? So let's say, for example, the Steelers versus the Seahawks, right? You make a bet with somebody, Steelers versus Seahawks, right? You don't know the person. It's happened to me before. To where online, you make a bet with somebody, right? Whatever. You make a bet with somebody, but they won't pay you. And even though, the bets, you made a bet, they won't pay you because whatever. You don't know the person. You couldn't trust the person, or basically there was no trust behind that transaction, right? So now imagine cryptocurrency being a way to where you can, through numbers and code, create and automatically generate trust, right, within that transaction. You know, there's many ways that people are applying or using cryptocurrency and Bitcoin to transform the way people are exchanging value, the way people are making bets, the way people are selling arts, the way people are basically putting the value that they have as a person into the world, right? Because we are ultimately what's more valuable than money, right? I mean, we are creators, we are generators. We can actually switch, we can shift, we can pack, we can move. You know, like it is our labor that ultimately generates money or value for somebody else, right? So it is a way to for people to actually put their ideas and put their value out there into the world and generate wealth and generate money from it. You know what I'm saying? It is a way for people to break free from that normal, lifestyle to where like you have to kind of live a specific way, like pay taxes, and like, I mean, it kind of gets a little bit complicated when it comes to tax and stuff like, but it's a way for people to kind of like break free from the prison that money has created for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It is a way for people to put their own ideas. And let's say, for example, like you have something that you want to change in the world, right? Before cryptocurrency, if you had an idea and you wanted to change something or you wanted to create a company, you needed to have at least a specific amount of money in order to be able to do that, right? Now with cryptocurrency, you can actually have no money. You can have nothing. Be able to put your idea out there, as long as you have a foundation for being able to launch your project. You have people that will pitch in that $1, that $10, that $100, that $1,000, and the community is very united. So the community is actually using their funds and using their money in order to be able to fund and change things within the world.
So cryptocurrency is not necessarily a dollar amount. As if I'm hearing you right, bro, cryptocurrency can just be a plan of something that can possibly be of value. You put this plan forward into the cryptocurrency universe and people will see it and possibly get on board with a dollar amount. I mean, am I following you correctly?
With not what I say with like
or
a
with
dollar
a backing,
amount.
with a backing.
Yes, with the backing. So here's the thing. This is where a lot of people think, hey, you know what? Cryptocurrency is a scam, right? Because a lot of people will put out projects that really have no foundation and have no code, right? And have nothing that they're actually doing. And they'll use their network to actually convince people, and people will invest. Next thing you know, they're bailing out of the project and they're keeping everybody's money. You know what I'm saying? So it is also a risky industry, but it is that. It is basically, you have the ability to, let's say, for example, if you have an idea to change something, let's say, for example, like for our gente, like all these street vendors that are getting robbed, right? We have the technology, which is an IoT device, the Internet of Things device, which is no bigger than the size of a quarter, right? That, let's say, for example, we give to these street vendors and they could activate in order for them to, call for an SOS for somebody to help them out if they're ever getting robbed or something, right? So, boom, that idea is out there. Somebody says, okay, well, this is what I want to do, right? The people, they say, hey, you know what, this is a good idea. Let's go ahead and help them do this. So there's a possibility in order to, it is a 100% possible project, right? But the person that wants to do this and dedicate his time to do it, you know what I'm saying, doesn't have the funds or doesn't have the foundation to be able to go ahead and do it, right? This is when they actually reach out, right? And are able to actually collect this money and crowdfund, right? Through something called an ICO, which is an initial coin offering. An initial coin offering is very similar to an IPO, right? Which is an initial public offering. In the stock market, when a company goes public, right, they have an IPO. Let's say, for example, Microsoft or Tesla or any actually other company that has gone public in order to sell their stocks, right? Security, right? They have an IPO. Previously, it was to where like you needed at least $250,000 in order to be able to invest into an IPO, right? You needed a lot of money to be able to get into this IPO, right? So what did it do? It kind of created that gap, right, to where like the people that already had money are making money, right, and the people that didn't really have money are no longer able to generate that wealth for themselves, right? What cryptocurrency did was remove that gap. Now you're able. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You can invest in this coin. Let's say, for example, Dogecoin, or Cardano, or Ethereum, or Litecoin, or the many thousand different types of cryptocurrency there is. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like ultimately, it's just kind of like a way for people to kind of like band together and make their projects a reality.
So P Game, I go to UCLA for business management of entertainment, and you know, a lot of it's got to do with basically the movie industry, you know, production side, so on and so forth, all the levels that it takes to create a movie, put a movie out. And I think an old school thing that they do with projects is called crowdfunding. Is what you said, is, in other words, they put their project out there and they generate money, and I guess they owe money at the end. You know, they pay the people that funded them X amount of dollars back. But I mean, when we're talking about putting projects out, bro, I mean, are there apps? I mean, I'm sure there's apps, bro, but like you have, bro, excuse my ignorance on this, bro, but I hear about it all the time, but this is the first time that I've actually talked. We're talking in depth now about this subject. But like, how do you, if someone does have a project, I mean, is there an app that you put it in and you know, for this cryptocurrency community of people to see and possibly be interested in, and you know?
Yeah, most definitely. So there's many different types of apps, but there's also a lot of apps that have come by and like kind of like scammed a lot of people, taking their money and dipped out, right? One of the applications, or the application that I trust, you know, is the application that kind of originated everything. It's been here for a long time, which is called Coinbase. You know, a lot of projects, it's kind of like a very big goal to get into Coinbase, because Coinbase will, you know, very rigorously check your project, you know, see if you have any foundation, if you have any code, or like what are the possibilities of your project, right, before even getting into Coinbase and stuff like that. So there is places, or there is a specific networks that you could use, or platforms that you could use in order to launch your project, you know. And there's a lot, you know, like there's many being created, you know. It all depends on people doing the research and being able to you know, how she's saying, find the safer application in order to be able to use. My recommendation would be Coinbase, to be honest with you. Anything that's made it to Coinbase, or anything that's in Coinbase right now, is a solid project. Ultimately, because I think that Coinbase's reputation, you know, is on the line. If they're going to go ahead and sell you something, or they're going to go ahead and back up a project, you know, it is their reputation, because they are the first that they're going to make sure that those projects are good projects and not scamming people and stuff like that. So
absolutely. Let me do this real quick. I forgot to introduce the co-host today. Everybody knows the homie right here. Today's going to be co-hosting on this. We're not going to have any current events. We got the homie Casey. Yeah, baby. We got Casey posted up. Casey's going to be co-hosting. He's got, you know, he's going to ask some questions. He's going to help us all navigate through this topic right here. Casey, appreciate you looking, you know.
I'm in my wheelchair.
You look like an old man right there, bro. Yeah, I mean, you really do, dog. Yeah, you look like an old man, like grandpa on the porch and shit, with the fucking, you know, the fake mustache and shit, you know. You know, but yeah, so let's get back over here. So, you know, we talked about so cryptocurrency is a digital means of money that is all accounted for through this software, these systems, right? Mm-hmm. And so printed money is just not really being accounted for. It's just being printed off of interest from banks. Is that correct?
So to be honest with you, we can look. Okay, so first of all, the reserve, or the National Reserve, right, is not really owned by the U.S. You know, it's actually a private owned company, you could say, right? So when they print money, it's like a loan that they're giving to the people. You know what I'm saying? It's basically owned by one of many different families that are pretty much controlling it and printing and giving this money. So yeah, like money or even though the dollar is a way of exchanging value, it is an artificially printed way. You know, it is a lie. You know, like ultimately it is a lie, and it has no value. You know what I'm saying? Like before, when the golden standard was, when we were going through the golden standard, right? It had intrinsic value, right? Meaning that that dollar could be, used to buy gold, which has value worldwide, right? Everybody could, gold could be used for many different things. It's used for electronics, it's used for jewelry, you know what I'm saying? And no matter where you take gold, somebody will buy that from you. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of a way to create this lie for the dollar, right? They said, okay, well, you know what? Now the dollar's backed by gold, right? And then in August 15, 1971, when they ended the golden standard, they created that fiat currency, right? It was like a very good move that the United States did in order to kind of take control of the market. You know, we're trading oil in dollars, right? What happened to people that wanted to go against that, like Gaddafi and stuff like that, got taken out. It's a way for the United States to kind of have control, or the specific bank, which is the reserve, to have control over the people and to have control over the money.
And the reserve again is basically the billion,
Federal Reserve.
The Federal Reserve.
Federal Reserve.
The Federal Reserve. Okay. And so before that, you were talking about certain families in control.
Banking families. Certain banking families. So in many different countries, right, there is a specific family, like the Rothschilds family, right, that owns the banks, right, in these countries. Are we allowed to go into like these whole conspiracy things? Because it can get.
I'm
okay.
Cool with it, bro.
Okay, cool. So,
before you go further, though, you said conspiracy. So when we talk conspiracy, we're not talking facts.
The reason why I said conspiracy is because I don't want you guys or anybody to take my word for it. I would like for people to do the research, and ultimately, it's kind of the reason why I'm here. I would really like for people to do the research and look into the stuff that I'm telling you guys. Don't take my word for it. You know what I'm saying? Look into it. Do your own research, and I promise you, it's a rabbit hole that I fell into many years ago. And I'm fully committed to the movement, bro, because I see it as a way for people to kind of break the social strata. You know what I'm saying? You see it. Right now they're printing money left to right. Inflation is crazy, bro. Like in my industry, wood is one of the main materials or sources that we use. Before COVID, you know what I'm saying, we were paying like something like $2.80 for a 2x4 by 8 foot stud, right? That same stud today, it's been a year and a few months, you know what I'm saying? That same stud today is worth anywhere from $8 to $10 depending on where you buy it. So, you go to the stores and you see the price of chicken, increase. You go to the stores and you see the different price of different things starting to increase, So you see it and you look at it, okay, well, inflation is here. You know what I'm saying? Inflation is here. And if we don't start to educate our people and kind of like bring this information to our people, because it is what ultimately what my goal is, we're kind of, a lot of people are going to kind of get screwed over. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna kind of get left behind. You know what I'm saying? You see all these industries and all these different companies like PayPal, Amazon, Tesla jumping into the industry. You know what I'm saying? And people don't want to jump into it because they're kind of scared and they're kind of cautious to jump into the industry and stuff like that. I apologize if I'm getting at a subject.
No, we're kind of all over the place right now, but it's part my fault as well, bro. Just because I've never navigated through this before, bro. So and I got random questions just as a child almost, bro. You know what I mean? Just because I'm so ignorant to this topic. But let me ask you this real quick, bro. Is our birth certificate our slave owners? Is our birth certificate really the slave owners' how do you say, like pink slip to us?
You know, I don't believe that. You know, like I've seen it. Like I've read articles. You know, I've kind of done the research to it, and I don't really think it's like that. You know, I just really think that it's just a way for them to track how much money we make. You know, or
like a social security number.
Exactly. You know, like if you spend or move anything more than $9,999, boom, they're automatically going to go ahead and look at it, right? You know, and that is tracked through what, like your social security, right? Through your bank account, because your bank account has, you know, your social security attached to it, right? So, in a way, that's what it is. It's a way to track us. You know,
Absolutely.
It's a way to track us.
Yeah.
And this whole movement that cryptocurrency is creating is kind of like a liberation from all that, you know, international liberation from all that stuff. It's bringing the community from different parts of the world together to kind of fight against that, you know.
To fight being tracked, to fight being controlled.
To fight being controlled, to fight being tracked. You can't track. You can track the wallets, like you can track the amount of money that's in individual wallets, but you cannot track the specific person that's behind the wallet. So it's basically a form of freely being able to spend your money how you want to, how you wish.
So I'm sure the IRS is not happy about this cryptocurrency.
They have tried to apply regulations, but it is very difficult for them to regulate or try to tax people or try to take your money. You know, which, by the way, there is no law that says that we are supposed to pay taxes, right? There's people that have been fighting in court, you know, against this for many years, right? Because there is no law that says that we're supposed to pay taxes. Taxes are kind of a made-up invention. So yeah, you know, it is most definitely, you know. Sorry, like my mind kind of drifted.
So is cryptocurrency, bro, just like anti-government?
Not. You could say kind of anti-government. It's anti-centralization, right? It's anti-centralizing the power or control of money, you know, in one direction, right? So how cryptocurrency, you're able to, like, let's say for example Bitcoin, right? Cryptocurrency is anybody can actually participate in cryptocurrency. You can actually, depending whether you know, it's proof of stake, proof of work, you know, or different types of algorithms that these cryptocurrencies use. You can actually just turn on your computer, right? Set up a miner, right, and leave it on, and just through validating transactions within the network, you get paid for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a way. Like let's say you want to make money just by, you know, not doing anything. You know, literally just leaving your miners running through electricity. You leave your miners running, do what you got to do, and your computer or the computer is actually validating these transactions and adding Bitcoin or depending on the cryptocurrency that you're mining into your wallet.
So cryptocurrency, there's different cryptocurrency. One of them is Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Okay,
That is the main cryptocurrency. That is daddy. That is the beginning of everything. So whatever Bitcoin does, all the other cryptocurrencies do. If Bitcoin is in a rally or in a bull market, all the cryptocurrencies move up. You know, when Bitcoin starts going down, all the other cryptocurrencies move down.
Can we talk about the history of Bitcoin itself?
Yeah, we can, most definitely. So Satoshi Nakamoto, which was the founder of Bitcoin, put out something called a white paper, right, which is a consortium of technologies that create Bitcoin, right? Hashing algorithms, you know, that you could take two pieces of information and quote unquote hash it, right, which encrypt it, right, which encrypts it, and then you get a string of numbers. And that string of numbers is unique, right? If you change anything of that data, that string of numbers will change, right? And so what that does automatically is it makes something, you can't fake something, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't counterfeit something. So it makes that automatically Bitcoin, you can't, counterfeit Bitcoin and stuff like that, right? So, or counterfeit anything that you hash, because if you actually change anything, then that string will be different, you know? It's just basically a team of people. I believe it's a team of people that came together, put these different technologies together, and created Bitcoin in order to, create a new way that people can start exchanging value. And from there, it evolved to smart contracts and different things, different industries, basically.
And how is Bitcoin created? How do you create a Bitcoin?
How you create a Bitcoin is basically through validating transactions, right? So I can get into like the complicated the algorithms that that are in your processing or your processors and the devices that basically take and hash these numbers in order to kind of like create a random string and match it right to this string of numbers, right? And when it's correct, right, then it actually validates the block and creates another block, right? So Bitcoin is created kind of just like through mining, through validating transactions. It's a network of people. It's a network that anybody could be a part of, right? And in order to kind of help these transactions or these exchange of value, let's say, for example, me and you are gonna make a transaction, like you want to sell me, like the beer, for like $2 or $3, right? So I go ahead and I send you these $2 or $3 through Bitcoin, right? And the third person, which is the validator that has that system, is going to go ahead and validate that transaction to make sure that, hey, you know what, I'm not, it's not a fraudulent transaction, right? So when he validates it and that transaction is correct, it's a real transaction, then he gets rewarded a percentage of that transaction that me and you made, right? So that's basically how Bitcoin is created. So not only do you get a rewarded part of that transaction, but through blocks, and as blocks are created, new Bitcoin is created. And there will only be a maximum of 21 million Bitcoins created. And the more blocks, as time passes by, the less and the less Bitcoin that is created. Right. Eventually, there will be no more Bitcoins created, and that's where a lot of people are like looking and thinking, hey, you know what? Will it crash? But we'll see when that time comes.
And can we talk about the mining process exactly? Because I know they say that China is. There's a lot of theories, right? China is one of the largest miners of Bitcoin, right?
Yes. Now, there is a lot of people that are jumping into the industry. Like China was one of the first that actually jumped into it, but they actually also made it illegal. So it was kind of like one of those battles within that country to kind of like whether they were going to legalize and how they were going to legalize Bitcoin and stuff like that. Of course, like big money came in and they set up these huge mining farms and stuff like that in China. And because they're making money off of it, of course, money talks, man. You know what I'm saying? Or that form of exchange of value talks. So now they legalized it in a way for specific companies to be able to do it, And that's exactly what's going on, But there's not only just Bitcoin that you can mine, Now there's Ethereum, there's all these other different cryptos that you can mine.
Can we talk into some of the conspiracies about Bitcoin? I.e., where was one that it was supposedly China, is highly influential towards it. There's one that the NSA actually runs the whole thing because they created an algorithm that's kind of basically similar to the Bitcoin algorithm. Yeah,
well, Bitcoin is ran through an algorithm that the National Security Agency created. It's called SHA-256, Secret Hashing Algorithm 256. And like I said before, what it does is basically takes two pieces of information. It could be anything. It could be numbers. It could be pictures. It could be whatever. Two pieces of information, and it hashes it and creates this string. The string of numbers that's unique. Depending on what that information is, it's what that string is going to be. So if it ever changes, that's when that string of number changes, and that's when you're able to tell, okay, well, you know what, this is a fake information. What that is actually called, it's called immutable. So something that's immutable, it's something that is actually open, anybody can actually check, and anti-counterfeit, you could say, like you can't counterfeit it.
Bitcoin still, at the end of the day, it still transfers down to the almighty paper dollar bill, right? Cloth, whatever the fuck it's made out of.
Liquidity, right? Like you
I mean, when you make money off of Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency, when you cash it out, you cash it out back through the dollar bill.
I mean, you could choose to do that or hold it, hodl it. Currently, right now, we're in the stage of something called mass adoption. I was speaking about this, and we have a pretty large group that actually sits down and talks about this and plans on how we can actually help bring this mass adoption forward. So ultimately, you cash out, or basically you want liquidity, right? Ultimately, you want to be able to use those funds anywhere or worldwide, right? And that was before what's happening right now. It was very hard to find somebody, hey, you know what, I'll take Bitcoin, or hey, I'll take Ethereum, I'll take Litecoin. But we're in a stage of mass adoption now to where like you have all these different industries, you know, and all these different big companies like Tesla, you know, Elon Musk now is backing Doge, you know, and is backing cryptocurrency. And with this happening, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is becoming the liquid asset. You know, it is becoming the dollar. It is becoming, you know, that form of exchanging value that is even more valuable than the dollar. The way I've analyzed things and the way I've seen things for the last years, and with this whole thing that happened with the coronavirus and the stimulus, you know, plans that they're actually putting out, what are they doing? They're printing money that really has nothing that's backing it, right? They're artificially printing all this money, and they keep printing it, and history has a tendency to repeat itself. So when you look at history, you see what happens when you start printing money. We see what's happening now. The price of wood is increasing. The price of chicken is increasing. The price of just general goods in general is increasing, right? And what does that mean? That the value of the dollar is decreasing, you know? And that's currently what really is happening with Bitcoin. It is not really because the price of Bitcoin is increasing exponentially. It's because the dollar is collapsing. The value of the dollar is collapsing. You know what I'm saying?
So when they give, I'm sorry for cutting you off, bro, but just because I have these questions as you're going, bro.
Go ahead.
So when they give us these stimulus checks, when they're printing X amount of fucking trillions of fucking dollars, bro, then the way they're getting that back is, you know, the value of wood. They're upping the price so they can get some of that back. The chicken, gas, so on and so forth. Is that the way the system works?
Well, that's the way. Like, if you really think about it, the companies are like, or the corporate companies, corporations are always going to look for ways to go ahead and take that money from you. You know what I'm saying? They don't really give a shit about it.
They're looking for a way to pay themselves back. From what they put forward.
Well, they're not really even putting forth anything. They're just kind of like taking this money. The government is ultimately creating this money, right? This form of exchanging value. But to them, what is not valuable is not the dollar. It's actually the product that they're creating, right? To us, right? Like, let's say, for example, if we go to work for somebody and we don't feel like they're paying us enough, that's not valuable for our time. That's not worth it for us, right? So we're going to go ahead and say no. So that's exactly what the companies are doing. That's exactly what everybody that is like all the corporations and all the big money is doing, is saying, okay, they're getting X amount of extra money. Why do I have to? You know,
so they're saying the government is giving all these motherfuckers stimulus checks and this and that. So let's up our price since it's so easy for them to give them money. Let's up the price so we can get X amount back, because you said the value of the dollar, by them giving so much money, putting so much money forth, the value of the dollar goes down, and so these companies, these corporate companies, paying attention to all that, the graphs and so on and so forth, right? The numbers, the algorithms, and they independently make the move to increase their price, to increase the value of their dollar.
Supply and demand. Yeah, you could say you could say that. Like let's say, for example, like they have a specific value that they go ahead and add to the product that they're creating, right? So now if all this money is getting printed out and the value of a dollar is decreasing, then they have to kind of like ultimately balance that out, right? You know, they have to balance that like you could say, like the amount of money that they're putting forth, or the value that their product is as compared to the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like ultimately they're balancing the what they think is the value of their product versus what the value of the coin or the currency that we're exchanging. You know, like in different places, right? Like in different countries, different products has different values, right? Like there's places where like peanut butter is like super hella expensive and it's considered, kind of like caviar, exotic food.
I mean, it's
like
hard
that.
to get for certain countries. It's hard to get certain products. So if it's hard to get certain products, then it costs them more to get them products, especially if it's not being manufactured in that country or that town or city. So of course they up the price. I mean, it makes sense, bro. I mean that's anywhere you go and shit. I mean, you can go to you can be at a lowrider fucking car show, and there's that dude selling those fucking. He's got an ice chest of waters, bro, and he's selling these fucking waters for $3 a fucking pop. I mean, you supply and demand, what you need right then and right there. You know what I mean? You got these sharks in the fucking water and shit. They, you know what I mean? They money hungry. They see blood and they ready to,
It's like how valuable is this water to you right now in this festival? Like,
yeah.
Are you willing to pay that fucking $5 to get that water? Because to you, that's the value of that water right there. In that festival, I mean, where else can you get it? Because what do? You can't bring exterior food. You can't get it from everywhere. You have to get it from the festival. So automatically, what it is like, okay, well, it's taking advantage of people, bro. Like that's what these corporations are basically doing. We work hard. We try to go ahead and put all this work forth in order to kind of better our lives, right? But everything gets more expensive, the value of a dollar keeps declining, and we're not able to kind of break out of that because there's always that that move that they make in order to kind of screw us over. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always that that extra tax, right? Like why is it that the top 1% of the people, which are controlling 90% of the world's wealth, are paying less taxes than 90% of the people? You know what I'm saying? Because the system is built a specific way in order for people to take advantage of the system. Those who know it, you know what I'm saying, are able to kind of work their way around it, pay less taxes, you know what I'm saying, and those who don't, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately are left paying more taxes and left within the rat race, because that's what it is.
So it seems like people that would be more inclined to back this cryptocurrency would probably be like Republicans.
There's different. I mean, like it's not really Republicans or Democrats.
Because the reason why I think about that, bro, is because what's going on right now is in the politics side of town, it seems like there's a struggle. Like when we had Trump, now we got Biden. I think Biden's implementing something that people that made above so much money a year, they're going to get taxed the most. Mm-hmm. The people that are making the less are going to get taxed less. And it seems like with the cryptocurrency, it would. I mean, let me ask you this, bro, because I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit. I'm just trying to catch my thoughts as we go with this. This is new to the platform. I hope everybody's enjoying this. Thank you so much, my boy. You seem like you really, really know your shit, dog. I'm actually really enjoying this, dog. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
But to obtain Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency, to obtain it, if you don't, like if I want to go in and I see someone's idea, and for me to put a dollar amount on that, I have to have a bank account possibly to put a dollar amount into that system, correct?
Yes. So this is where it kind of gets interesting. I guess this is where my personal opinion comes into play, right? So the way I look at it is cryptocurrency is kind of like sucking this value out of the dollar. It's sucking this value out of the corporate world. It's sucking this value out of their market, right? Because as the value of the dollar increases, Bitcoin is increasing, right? Because because of the people that are backing it, because the people that say, hey, you know what? I find Bitcoin to be more valuable than the dollar. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't. One thing that kind of fucks me up a little, bro, is I can't go to. Let's say I can't go to Ross, bro, and spend Bitcoin money on,
you can,
right?
I mean, there is. companies that are adopting it. So ultimately, that's the stage that we're in at cryptocurrency. Before, what I'm saying, a lot of companies, they wouldn't take Bitcoin, right? They wouldn't take Litecoin. They wouldn't take any cryptocurrencies as a form of exchanging value, right? Now what's happening? Now a lot of companies are realizing what the movement is. Now a lot of companies are realizing, hey man, a lot of people are really backing this movement. A lot of people are really using Bitcoin as a form of exchanging value. So we can use Bitcoin as a form of exchanging value. So now all these other companies are saying, okay, well, we'll take Bitcoin as payment. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we can turn around and sell this Bitcoin, to somebody that'll be willing to buy it, So ultimately, what is Bitcoin backed at, right? Like, what is Bitcoin backed by? It's not backed by gold, right? So it's backed by the people that are willing to pay, $57,000 per Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? That's what really Bitcoin's backed up. It's backed by the people that are willing to pay that money. They're willing to say, hey, you know what? This dollar or this money is not is worth it to me as Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it's basically a gamble they're willing to take because Bitcoin cryptocurrency is basically, it's just an algorithm. It's numbers in a system that tells you what the value of it, if it's deflated or inflated. Anyways, I might be fucking that up, but I'm trying to wrap my head around this, bro.
I kind of think of it also sometimes as like a pyramid scheme in a way. The more people you get to, the more people say, I bought whatever Doge at 8 cents, and of course I want to get it to $1. So what am I going to do? Get as much people behind it as I can. And as that spreads, you get you mass a whole amount of people, and then the price rises.
Okay.
Kind of, rising you up in that whole pyramid type scheme, right? Because people who are buying, then when it's up here, obviously are down here, in a way. That's kind of like how I see it in a sense.
Well, I wouldn't really look at it as a pyramid scheme, because here's the thing. The technology could do a lot of things, Now we have something called smart contracts, right? Which take this technology, right? And you're able to go ahead and put, in code, we call it Boolean expressions, right? If this, then that, right? Life works exactly like this, right? Cause and effect, right? So with smart contracts, we're able to go ahead and put into code, right? Like we were talking, like earlier, hey, you know what? If this team wins and this team loses, right? Then this person gets the money of the bet, right? So with smart contracts, we're able to do a lot of things, implement the Internet of Things or devices like Bluetooth devices that are able to, let's say, for example, scan a golden bar to tell you, okay, well, this is 24 carats worth of gold that's worth this, right? Smart contracts that you're able to take the real world value and put it into the virtual world value. Like we have an example with NFTs. What's NFTs creating, which is the non-fungible token? What are they creating? They're creating a way for artists, right, to put their paint and put their work out there, right? And if people that find and see value at that artwork are able to go ahead and purchase that, right? You know what I'm saying? So it is no longer, hey, you know what, you could say like a pyramid scheme, like a game of musical chairs, right?
What is a pyramid scheme, real quick? Sorry.
Well, I mean, the way I think a pyramid scheme is just like, okay, well, let's say for example, I sell you, the more you sell that product, right, or the more people you get to sell that product, right, the top person gets the most money, right, and all the people in the bottom get the less money, right, and all the people in the bottom are meant to actually get and collect more people that go into this pyramid scheme and stuff like that, right?
And so the pyramid scheme is something that just goes way back in the history books, like way back. I think they talked about the pyramid scheme when the Spaniards invaded fucking Mexico. There was a pyramid scheme, and the pyramid scheme that they talked about in the history books was the complexion of the skin. Now, if you were a light complexion, you were on top of the pyramid. Now, if the darker you got, you were on the bottom of the pyramid, and the darker you were on this pyramid, I mean, you were catching the motherfucking scraps of their plates, basically. So, I mean, is that a kind of a way to look at it as a pyramid scheme? Because if I'm speaking correctly and if I remember correctly, I go through these rabbit holes of history and whatnot, and I believe that they talked about a political system back then that was shaped as a pyramid scheme, so to speak. Does that make any sense, bro?
Kind of, sort of. You could say, and yeah, you could say it's like that. Basically, the people at the bottom are the most people, right? The people
The
that
hood.
are right, the hood,
The
exactly.
hood, yeah.
The most people, right, that are putting in the most work for this person right here to have it the easiest.
So kind of like
Right.
welfare, EBT is a pyramid scheme.
Money is a pyramid scheme.
Money is a pyramid scheme.
Cash
Bottom
is a
line.
pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
The dollar bill is a pyramid scheme, right? So if it's not backed by nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just backed because the government's saying, hey, you know what? This is what we're going to trade. Look at what happened to other countries that said, hey, you know what? We don't want to use the dollar to trade oil. Boom, bombs. Boom, dead. You know what I'm saying? So you could consider or look at Bitcoin as like a pop to that scheme. It's like a pop to that pyramid scheme, you know, to where like, okay, it's no longer these banks that can control to say, okay, how much money we're actually going to give this country or how much money we're going to give this other country. Now it's actually the people saying, okay, well, this is what I really hold value to, you know what I'm saying? And this how much value I'm going to give to this, you know what I'm saying? So in order for, let's say, for example, in order for there to be an exchange of Bitcoin, right, there needs to be an equal disagreement in value and an equal agreement in price. What does this mean? That one has to think that it's worth less, and one has to think that there is more. That it's worth more, right? One basically pays the cash, and the other one pays the Bitcoin, right? You know, it's an exchange. It's basically a form of exchanging that value. You know what I'm saying? You have to believe that is that valuable. You know what I'm saying? In order to pay for that amount of money, right? Like you're not gonna if you know, you go to a store and the store is actually selling you a water for $10, right? You're not going to purchase that water because you don't believe that holds that value, right?
Yeah.
But when you look into the consortium and the movement of Bitcoin, and you look into the community of Bitcoin, look into the technology behind Bitcoin, the flexibility that it has in order for people to apply different technologies into cryptocurrency, you know, ultimately it does have its value. You know, like a lot of people like myself, you know, they find I rather, you know, like the money that I'm making, I'd rather put it in there, you know, and keep it in there, you know, knowing that it's going to grow through time. Let's say for an example, in 2019, I paid like, it was like $740 something worth of Bitcoin through Cash App, you know, to cash it out in order to make a payment, right? That 0.09 amount of Bitcoin that I paid in 2019 that was $700 today is worth $6,000. You know what I'm saying? So there's still people that are saying, hey, you know what? It's worth more. It's worth more. They still believe in the technology, that believe in the movement and believe in everything that's going on in crypto. So that ultimately that's what it really is. It's the people are putting value into the moving. People putting value into these technologies.
So the value of crypto goes up a lot quicker than the value of a dollar in the bank account. Mm-hmm. You know, like you can put $10,000 in a bank account today. In 5 years, you'll have X amount. But if you put that 10,000 in cryptocurrency, in 10 years, what you're trying to tell us is you'll have a whole lot more than that dollar that 10,000 that you put in the bank, that paper.
Yes, because you look at it, when you look at supply and demand, there is only a limited amount of Bitcoin that there's going to be created, right? When it comes to dollar or different cryptocurrencies, they don't have a cap. They don't have a limit of how many.
Because they're just going to print more, and the value of the dollar is going down
as much as they need it. You know what I'm saying? As much as, let's say, for example, the government needed the government needed to start cycling money, right? Because money wasn't cycling, everybody was at home, nobody was doing anything, right? So what happened there? They started printing money out, right? They started printing money out to kind of stimulate people to go out and spend this money. So they started moving more money, right? So money started moving more, but that still doesn't change anything. Why? Because you're basically creating more supply, right?
Yeah.
The demand stays the same, but you're creating more supply. You know.
I got you now, bro. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Thank you for breaking that all the way down. You know what? One thing that kind of interests me is you said you did. We were talking about the COVID thing on the phone, and you said you had a conversation that predicted what would happen with the COVID. Did I hear that right?
What happened with the COVID, but what's happening right now in general with the economy and what's happening. I mean, like I didn't predict COVID. I didn't say, hey, you know what, COVID, this is what's going to happen with COVID. But there was a specific plan, a way for big money to kind of make this move and bring this mass adoption of cryptocurrency, into the market. We were talking about this, and I have the video, and I'll send it to you if you want to kind of listen to. I really share it with many people. I don't share it with many people because of it can be, sensitive information,
Well, why is that? Why is it sensitive?
Just because, it's very, kind of like anti-government, you could say, or anti-system, and it's not, I mean, it ain't healthy to kind of go against the government, bro. Look at what happened to, people that were going against the specific governments. I can't remember the name of the gentleman, but if you guys look for Putin's worst enemy, you know what I'm saying? Like this guy ended up getting poisoned, and he went to the hospitals, and the hospitals were giving him negative results for everything. They're telling him that he didn't have anything, right? Or he wasn't sick of anything. Yet, when they transferred him to a hospital out of the country, the results were like he was being poisoned by a poison that only the government can create. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, this is kind of, why it's sensitive, because there is a very large movement that's going around right now, and I think that it is a time to kind of bring it forth, that is changing or creating the freedom for the smaller people to create wealth, for the smaller people to kind of get out of that social strata, and
to get out from the bottom of that pyramid.
The bottom of the pyramid, exactly. And now the big people are losing that power. The big people are losing that
are in control of that paper dollar.
They're in control of that paper dollar, because they're seeing, hey, you know what? Now less and less that dollar is being worth less, right? Now less and less that dollar, like people are finding more value in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency than that dollar, right? So even before, all of this or cryptocurrency blew up, there was a group of people that actually saw this, or the potential in it, right? And we sat down and we talked about how can we proactively, low-key, start to do these things, and we had to target specific industries. We had to target specific industries, specific companies, in order for this to be mass adopted. Why? Because if you get to the industry, right, you automatically get to the people. You know what I'm saying? So this was kind of like where the whole plan was, or what the plan was ultimately, for us to educate people that, hey, you know what, that dollar that you're holding has no intrinsic value. It's backed by nothing, right? Now here's something that not only it's backed by basically by the people, but it's backed by numbers, it's backed by math, and it's backed by all these programs that will tell you that this is really a Bitcoin. Like it can't be just printed out of nowhere. It can't just be created out of nowhere. And in order to get this Bitcoin, you have to add value, right? Add value, get rewarded. You have to add value in the form of, let's say, for example, validating those transactions. When you validate those transactions, you're adding value to the network, and the network is rewarding you back with Bitcoin, rewarding you with this money back, right? So ultimately, it's a movement to where, like, you can add value to get rewarded. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Let me do some real quick. Hey, bro, stop fucking with that thing right there, bro. Just pull it up. Yeah, but that thing that's going up and down, bro, stop fucking with that. Just pull it up, bro. Please, dog. That shit is hella distracting, dog. Yeah, you guys are putting that shit up and down, dog. That's crazy. Sorry about that, brother.
No worries, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We got we got a couple new cats that are on the crew right here, dog, and
no worries.
They're gonna be owning the house, some burpees, baby. You know what I
mean? Hey, so let's talk. So cryptocurrencies. How closer does it bring us to the New World Order?
It all depends on the team that you choose to go with.
Can you explain both sides then?
I can explain my side or our side.
Okay.
I can explain our side.
Is this a touchy subject?
Most definitely.
You were a little nervous coming on and talking about this and showing your face.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're going to get yourself in trouble by showing your face and speaking on this? I mean, this is above my pay grade, bro. This is, I mean,
like Not anymore. I don't think so anymore. I think there's enough people behind the movement, right? And ultimately, like if people are really behind the movement, they understand it and they know what's going on. It's more than just us. It's beyond us. It's beyond the individual. Now it's us. As us as a people. Are we gonna go ahead and continue and let the corporate world run our lives? Or are we actually gonna go ahead and move past that, and come together as people to go ahead and show them what is actually valuable to us? Because currently what it is, they're telling us what holds value, which is this dollar bill, which is this fake note that they can just go ahead and print out of nowhere. Yet they go ahead and keep on taxing us for it and keep reducing our ability to go ahead and exchange that value, right? Our side and what we're trying to do is we're trying to go ahead and liberate and decentralize that power, decentralize that control that they have with the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give you.
So if you take control, and I get where shit gets kind of sketchy. Excuse me for cutting you off again, bro, but I get where shit can cross your mind and be like, hold up, I don't know if I want to put a face to this voice, to these words. Because you're going against the giants. You're going against the power that runs this fucking country. And if you start stepping on these motherfuckers' toes, baby.
Not just the country, the world, man.
The world.
The world, bro. There's banking families, man. Like I said, the Federal Reserve is not ran by the government, It's banking families that basically run different banks of in different parts of the world. It is these banking families that fund both sides of wars in order for them to profit from there. You know what I'm saying? So this is what the information now that thanks to the internet, we are all able to share and bring this proof forward and kind of show and open people's mind, enlighten people to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Open people's eyes in order for people to see, hey, you know what? This is actually what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like we're literally in a fight for, our freedom and for what we believe, as a society, to be valuable to us. You know what I'm saying? What's valuable to us, ultimately, there is a very small amount of people that are controlling the largest amount of wealth, right? And I do understand, hey, you know what? There's a lot of people that work hard and create their own wealth and stuff like that, right? But then again, there's big money that actually steps on other people, that steps on larger projects in order to go ahead and keep their control over things. We see it in the case of, let's say, for example, a carburetor that increased the gas mileage like crazy. That invention, was made by an inventor. I can't remember his name. You guys can look this up though, actually. But when this invention was actually put forth, big oil, and the energy company bought that off of that person, right, and actually disappeared this invention, right, because it was more convenient for them to be able to sell more gas. They wanted to sell more gasoline instead of selling less, right? Yeah. This product would have reduced their income of money, right?
Yeah.
Like the medical industry, right?
Yeah,
for every
I was thinking of big pharmaceutical companies.
Well, okay, well then let's talk about it. How easy do you think it is for these powers, let's say, right, to infiltrate and basically take over what cryptocurrency is?
That's actually what's happening right now. And this is part of the reason why I felt like, okay, you know what? Let's start talking about this. Let's bring this to people. Okay, so there's different people that are hopping into different projects that have no true fundamentals, that have no technology behind them. That'll go ahead and cheat people for their money. You know what I'm saying? Yet there's other people that are actually creating this open source technology for anybody else that wants to be a part of the team to actually jump into the team. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, for example, like Bitcoin and Cardano, right? They're two different types of cryptocurrencies, right? Cardano is the cryptocurrency that I believe will be changing things in different parts of the world in their own way, and they're targeting lower and third world countries, like lower income countries or countries where banking is not fully available, right? And now we have Bitcoin, right? Since anybody can participate in part of the Bitcoin network, we have big money and people with a lot of money already that'll go ahead and create these huge farms to go ahead and mine this Bitcoin. And automatically, they're actually getting more Bitcoin. They're taking control of that money. They're taking control of that power. You could say they're taking control of all that value. And that's actually what different cryptocurrencies are trying to avoid and prevent. They're trying to prevent the centralization of or the control of all that money. You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest cryptocurrency wallets, are controlled by a handful of people. You know what I'm saying? And in the world of trading,
sounds like the pyramid. I'm saying it sounds like the pyramid. Sorry, keep going though.
Yeah, I mean, you could. Here's the thing: like Bitcoin was the original one, right? The one that created everything, right? But by them putting this consortium of information out there, it moved out of the control of their hands, because now we have different ways to come to a consensus, which is the algo or the part of Bitcoin that validates transactions. Now we have proof of work, we have proof of stake, and we have open consensus platforms that work in different ways in order to validate these transactions, which remove the power from, let's say, for individual miners, right? We have the most mining power. We have the most hashing power, right, as compared to everybody else, So as they remove or as people evolve the technology, right, and as people evolve cryptocurrency and are able to apply it to different projects, different movements and different teams, you could say, are created. You know what I'm saying? Now it's really, like you said, you asked earlier, like how would we fight the centralization? Is that choose your team wisely? You know what I'm saying? Choose the people that you're working with wisely. It's just basically about learning what you're investing in, looking into the team that's creating these projects. You know what I'm saying? Look into like their history, what they've done, what they've actually accomplished, what kind of people they are. You know what I'm saying? You will look into the people of some of these projects and be like, holy shit, that person, has really done some shady shit when it comes to money, for their whole life and stuff like that. And you're like, holy shit, should I really trust this project? Like, what's going to be the difference between the project that they form, or like, what's going to be the difference between that project that they're making now with cryptocurrency as compared to what they've done before? You know what I'm saying?
So that was a great explanation. Let's talk about the power of influence certain people have over cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin in specific. Do you see that as alarming? Because it's mostly been positive, but the media, the monster that it is, and its influence at dividing people to the basically color of your skin, will exploit that and could basically drop the whole thing. A
lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but if you ask a lot of the influencers, what's the code behind Bitcoin? What's the consortium behind Bitcoin? What's the technology behind it? How it works, the language that it's programmed in. 95% of these people won't be able to go ahead and tell you, right? What's concerning to me and the reason why, I'm very thankful that I'm here being able to speak on these things is because now you have all these people that, just through hype and through cloud and through promotion and stuff like that, created an influence within the cryptocurrency market, right? And what are they doing now? You have a project that is completely shit, you know what I'm saying, that's completely trying to just rob people. Let's say, for example, and this happened, during the year 2007, 2018, BitConnect, right? All these influencers and all these other people that were making money by promoting these specific projects, starting promoting them, right? And kind of screwed all these people over. So this is where, like I said, you have to kind of be careful and know what you're investing in. Look into the team. Do they actually have a code? Do they have a project? Do they have an actual product? You know what I'm saying? Or how are they using cryptocurrency in order to evolve their project? Or how are they using cryptocurrency to benefit the cryptocurrency movement.
And give you real life value in your in the physical realm.
Exactly. There is a project that I've been slowly working on, right? On the low key, because when I put my white paper out there and thought, hey, you know what, like this is something that a lot of people will go ahead and back, right? What did big money do? They basically copied everything that from my white paper. They were able to go ahead and promote it using their big money, right? And they were able to crowdfund $50 million, right, with their project. And at the same time, me that didn't really have that influencer, didn't have the ability to promote my project like that, right? Kind of got left behind. So the big money still kind of was able to kind of use that, right? Big money used my idea. They basically used the time that I took to actually put this project together, and with their money, because they already had it, they went ahead and promoted it. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of like where people have to be careful and really look into the people that are promoting these projects, their background, where they actually come from, like what are they actually doing to like you said, proactively add value to the movement or add value to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I mean, yes or no question. Do you like these influencers or not? Do you like the culture that it brought now?
I like certain ones, specific ones that are really with the movement, you know what I'm saying? And that are, putting real information out there, like putting and letting people know, hey, you know what, these are what these people are actually doing. I find value in this project because this person has a history of this and this. You know what I'm saying? He knows his code, he knows his Haskell, he knows his Solidity pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just basically it depends on the influencer. If you have anybody in mind, I really don't. I wouldn't kind of want to just be like, hey, you know what, I don't like this guy, or I kind of do like this guy. But
we could say most people are sheep, right?
Most people are sheep.
So, as you said, going into backgrounds and all that stuff, I don't think maybe 90% of investors even know about that.
No.
Right? Because of what? Because of the influencers. The influencer culture. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really dangerous, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Because as much as they could bring it up, they could bring it down by one tweet, a news conference, going on fucking Jimmy Kimmel or some bullshit.
It is true, but I mean, we're now in a stage of cryptocurrency where a lot of people that are into code and are coding and are developing these projects are really putting it out there like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say, for example, GitHub, right? GitHub is a place where you can put your code and openly have other developers work on this code. You could openly look into this code and be like, okay, well, you know what, this isn't malicious code. This isn't something that you know what I'm saying, that is built in a way to screw people over. This is something that is actually built in a way to kind of like even out the power, you could say, decentralized power.
So since we're kind of close to that topic, let's get into Doge then. Because as a foolish investor I was, based on the hype influence from peers and celebrities, I invested in something that I have fucking no idea. Now that you're telling me, check this, check that, look at the background, create its value. Dogecoin has no fucking value in the real life.
It did not.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about it, please.
Okay.
Because I was blindly taken to this fucking river and I drank from it.
Yeah.
Right. That's not smart.
Yeah. Yeah. This is kind of like where, like I've really gotten into like arguments with people that are barely jumping into the scene, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, they go out there and they promote, hey, Dogecoin, this and that, like they're number one, hell yeah, it's because Elon Musk is promoting and stuff like that, but they don't kind of look into the code. They don't look into the technology. They don't even look at the history of Doge. They just think, hey, you know what, money, right? And then they get screwed over, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be honest with you, when it comes to Doge, you know what I'm saying, the only reason why I find Doge might be a valuable project is because of the attention that it has gained or got because of Elon Musk, right? Which he himself is a programmer, he's a coder. And it is because of Elon Musk that a lot of people said, hey, you know what? Well, I'm going to start developing into Doge because Doge might find value. You know what I'm saying? They think, hey, you know what? Elon Musk has a pretty good track record. Look at Starlink. Look at SpaceX. Look at Tesla and all the other projects that he's involved in. Solar City. You know what I'm saying? You look at all those projects and think, hey, you know what? This guy really knows what he's talking about, right? So automatically, he's an influencer, right? And automatically when he says, okay, well, Dogecoin, people will actually listen and be like, boom, let's go into Dogecoin. Well, now a lot of people are looking into it. Okay, well, you know what? We want to back up what Elon Musk wants to say, because beyond anything, Elon Musk just wants to kind of prove a point, in my opinion. He wants to show, hey, you know what? It's not what big money wants to do. If the people come together and say, this is what we want to do, this is what's going to happen. How ironic is it that that coin that was built and made to mock Bitcoin, to make fun of the movement, became such a huge thing in the industry now. And now you have all these developers jumping in there to say, okay, how can we make Doge better? How can we make Doge a better way of exchanging value? What technologies and what can we add to Doge in order to be able to make it a better cryptocurrency?
Do you see that as dangerous? If it was made as a joke, and guess what? How many people believe that fucking joke? Is that funny, or is that kind of on the line of dangerous?
It was in a way in the line of funny, or like dangerous, you could say. And now it's just kind of, it was in the line of dangerous, and now I feel like it's in the line of funny, because the people that said and believed that, hey, you know what, Doge was just made to make fun of. Now you have all these people that are backing it, right?
But are they really backing it?
I mean, they're.
It seems like everybody who's invested is 100% sheep.
Like it does really seem that way, and I do believe that it can be that way. But there is programmers and there is people that are actually working to better the project.
Now they got all the sheep to invest.
Yes.
I was like, okay,
much.
Now we have created our infrastructure that we've needed. That kind of seems elitist in my opinion.
Well, here's what happened with here's what happened with Doge. Okay, all the people that bought in low, right? That basically mined and created this Doge out of nowhere, right? Started to actually push the movement or push the Doge movement, right? And with people being interested in, okay, well, you have all these people backing Doge now, right? How do we continue? Because HODL, like ultimately, it's about people holding this coin and keeping it as a long-term investment, right? So now all these people are looking at it as like, how do we make sure that our investment actually grows, right?
Kind of like a pyramid scheme. That's how I kind of see it, though. In that way,
you can look at it. You can look at it like a pyramid scheme, but see, in a pyramid scheme, nobody's actively working to make that thing better. Nobody's actively working in order to go ahead and create that value within that project. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to Doge, when it comes to Cardano, when it comes to Ethereum, when it comes to all these different second or third generation cryptocurrencies, you have all these people that are, the people that are creating all these applications, the people that are very smart in coding, putting and developing a platform in order for people to exchange value in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, for example, the NFT community, right? Or let's say, for example,
internet junk. That's what I think it is. Internet junk. Junk on your phone. I'll say it. It's junk on your phone.
It could be junk on you. Some people will look at it as junk on their phone.
Because we cut the grid right now. Where's that junk? It's behind that black mirror. No value. I mean, that's me. I'm not like. No, I see both sides, and I don't play devil's advocate to it. But I think it's just junk on your phone, just like the 8,000 photos on your phone that you're not doing shit with.
Okay, now it all depends on how much value you hold onto those photos. You see, now some people will think of those photos and look at those photos like, man, those are timeless memories. I value those memories more than I value that money.
If you have 8 takes, which one's the most valuable?
Well, when you're a person that has Alzheimer and can't remember that, those memories become valuable to you.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it.
So, I mean, like I said, it all depends on where you put your value in. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on what you want to build or how you want to build or create that value. And that's what cryptocurrency is doing. It's allowing people to choose where they want to put that value instead of other people telling you where you put the value and how you're going to put that value on there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I know this is tough because you don't have a chart, but I mean, for people that don't know how to invest or what to look at in the crypto realm, right? They get Robinhood, they see a fucking a chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you help the people about knowing what that chart is, maybe like history, what it is, and like, you know, kind of maybe how to read it in maybe layman's terms?
Yeah, most definitely. So anything, right? Anything works, or in the stock market, or any stock, whether it's a stock, whether it's a coin, whether it's Forex, works through points of support and resistance, right? Support meaning what would be, you know, a good level, right? That when price hits, all these people are going to find value in that price, right? Support. So the more people that start buying in that price, it increases, right? And then you have resistance, right? Where a lot of people found that, hey, you know what, that's a pretty good fair price for me to go ahead and sell this, right? So that's kind of where it moves, by support and resistance. When it comes to trading cryptocurrencies, it does get a little bit complicated. You know, I've been doing this since 2015, and it's taken me many years to actually master it. It's taken me all these years to be able to get sponsored, you know, through an actual broker that gives me their money to go ahead and trade this for them, and gives me a percentage of this money to go ahead and keep. So it's not just as simple as, you know, going and watching some YouTube videos and reading on what all this is. It has a lot to do with the psychology of the market, and the psychology of people, where people find a good value in, you know what I'm saying, where people find it at a good price, you know what I'm saying, which is support, and where people find it as, you know, like, okay, well, this is, you know, a good point for me to go ahead and sell. So support and resistance. You could look at indicators, you know, hundreds and thousands. You can study Elliott waves. You can study Fibonacci sequence. You can study the Ichimoku cloud, Bollinger Bands, the EMA waves, the SMA waves. You can study all of that, but ultimately, it's all about support and resistance. Ultimately, it's all about where people find that price to be of value. You know, and being able to read the charts. Like Robinhood doesn't give you data that it's supposed to. It just gives you that little line that goes up and down, right? You have other different types of charts where you can use candlestick patterns, you can use Hikanashi, you can use cubes, you know, depending on the data analysis that you're using is what you're going to go ahead and use to analyze. But I would suggest, and I would advise, to look at things in the macro, which is the longer time frames, the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. A lot of my calls on my Instagram, you know, that most of them are spot on, are through the longer time frames, because I'm looking at the longer time frame, you know, data. You know, like people will want to day trade and look at the macro, the 5 minutes, the 15 minutes data, right, and not look at they'll look at the micro and not think of the macro. You know what I'm saying? Like ultimately, it's all about the big picture. So I mean, if they want to invest in Bitcoin, or they want to invest in cryptocurrency, I would just kind of like suggest looking into it before putting any money into it. Before putting, you know, before spending your money into it. Look into what you're going to invest. Look into the movement. Look into the people, where it actually started, right? Why it started. And what it's capable of doing, you know, the generations of different cryptocurrencies, and then actually go ahead and make your decision. Because like we were talking about earlier, there is choosing the wrong team. You know, there is such thing as enabling and giving your money to wolves that will basically just ultimately turn around and kind of, you know, use this technology against you and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, there is projects that are doing some pretty interesting things in order to help humanity, and there is other projects that are pretty much, you know, just taking people's money and running away with it. You know what I'm saying?
Give me an example of a project.
BitConnect. You know, BitConnect. Well, it depends. A project of that is doing something good, or that is doing something.
Both. Give me an example of both.
Okay, so BitConnect, you know, was one of the biggest scams, right? One of the biggest scams in cryptocurrency. A lot of people lost their money, and that's basically they formed, or they basically designed their project like a pyramid scheme, right? The more money that you invested into BitConnect, and the more people that you brought in to invest, the more they would pay you in BitConnect, right? The more of this coin that they create, and people would hodl and keep on keeping this money, right, until it got to a certain point, right, and everybody found out what they were doing, and then all of a sudden the value of the Bitcoin started to dump, and people traded in their something that had more liquidity. Let's say, for example, the dollar bill or Bitcoin or Ethereum. People traded something that had more liquidity versus BitConnect, and they kind of got screwed over, right? Excuse me. Now you have, for example, Ethereum. Ethereum was the second cryptocurrency that was created after Bitcoin, right? And it was the cryptocurrency that brought smart contracts onto the scene, right? It was what evolved the beginning of cryptocurrency. There is such a huge community that is back in Ethereum because they are making Ethereum so flexible when it comes to applying it to the real life world. Like if you want to go ahead and advertise, to all these people that are within the Ethereum network, now you have the basic attention token, right? This is the token that you use in order as currency in order to be able to advertise within the Ethereum network. Now imagine being able to advertise to millions and hundreds of millions of people at the same time just by using this currency, the basic attention token, right, within the Ethereum network. Ethereum was also used as a source of crowdfunding, right? You can create your projects, create a smart contract, right? And only if people thought that your idea was good enough and you reached your goal of funding, would those funds go to you, right? If people didn't think it was a good enough idea and you didn't reach your goal of funding, the money automatically went back to everybody that initially invested, right? Because it didn't go through, right?
Yeah.
So you have a difference in projects. You have a difference in code. You have a difference in the way that these networks work. So that's actually what creates or what people look into. Or that's actually what creates the community.
Yeah. And I feel like Ethereum is one of those, besides Bitcoin, are the ones that really hold a value, to me, in my opinion.
Yes, me too. I strongly believe in that as well.
Can you explain the difference between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic?
The only difference, there's not really a difference. They're just kind of like arguments that they feel like. Let's say, for example, Ethereum has a specific idea that the Ethereum network should be running, a specific way that the Ethereum network should work, right?
Yeah.
And classic Ethereum has a different idea of how it works, right? So both the communities, had a disagreement, right? And they forked, which basically they kind of used the same code, right?
Yeah.
And they still kind of use the same network, right? But now it's different ideas or different ways that network's going to work within the Ethereum network, right? So you have Ethereum Classic and regular Ethereum, basically the two different communities that feel that coin should be running in those two specific ways.
Hold on real quick. What's up? You on Hoodstocks? Talk to us.
Hey, Lucky, you need to wake the fuck up over there, man.
Well, you got a question, bro?
Wake the fuck up!
Yes, I got a question for Mr. George Roger right there. What books does that an individual that really does have no knowledge about cryptocurrency read, or YouTube or whatever, just to try to, gain some knowledge about, cryptocurrency from A to Z? What do you recommend?
Books. I wouldn't have like a specific source to point you to, like when it comes to that, because I've just taken a lot of my information just by Googling, bro. Like you go on Google and take a lot of information from different sources, like we are in the age of information, where the information could be so easily accessed from, many different places. Just kind of look originally into the white paper, bro. Google and look into the white paper. It's called the white paper, or the Bitcoin white paper, and kind of look into how it works. It all depends on your level of understanding. When it comes to technology, like, are you familiar with code? Are you familiar with any of that?
So you probably suggest someone learn a little bit basic knowledge about coding first, and then get into that area.
No, not necessarily. Just kind of look into it's called a consortium, right? The different types of technologies that form Bitcoin, the different types of code or the technologies that became Bitcoin, right? So like if you look into the code, man, you'll just see like a bunch of like question marks and dashes and parentheses and stuff like that. So the average person won't understand it, right?
Got it.
But when you look at the actual white paper that is telling you, hey, what this code is supposed to be doing or what it's actually doing, then you can actually know, hey, you know what, this is what actually works. You know,
I got another thing for Lucky. Hey, Lucky. Are you there?
Yeah, go ahead, though.
Fuck you.
This dude's a dick.
Oh shit.
You on Hoodstocks? What up?
Yeah, hello. My name is Kiko. I grew up in Santa Fe Springs, a.k.a. Dog Fart. I just want to say fuck C-.
That's right, my G. You on the Hoodstocks? Talk to us. I just kind of like randomly threw the phone calls in, bro.
You're good, man. You're good.
Yeah, for sure, dog.
Let's can we talk about our community as Latinos and why they aren't, in your opinion, or what you see from your perspective, why they aren't in the market in all senses, right? What is that? Why is that?
I believe that a lot of the Latino community has a very closed mind as to when it comes to like investing. You know, like I think that we kind of see things differently. You know what I'm saying? We're very skeptical, you know, about things, you know, because we have a specific way of processing the information or looking at things, you know what I'm saying? Or you could say that our ignorance to technology, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Yeah,
you know,
it's complicated. I mean, and when you talk about like a lot of, say, Latino families and shit, maybe they're not willing to take a risk. That's a risk, bro.
Yeah, most
That's
definitely.
a risk, and that you need to have you need to have the liquid on the side to be able to make those moves, bro.
Yeah,
you
most
know?
definitely.
And so for certain households, you know what I mean, it's maybe not worth the risk, you know, but then again, some of these people are going to catch that late train when it pops off. You're on Hoodstocks. What up?
What's up? Is this Lucky?
Yes, sir.
He's like a fucking dick, Lucky. You fucking dumb fuck.
Well, damn. He was going to ask something else, but I thought that's all he was going to say. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
fuck,
Sunday fun day, baby. I mean, you know.
What's going on, man?
Hey,
some
bro.
hustle-ass call,
I mean,
bro.
yeah, you know, there's nothing like them good compliments, you know what I mean? To get you through the week, dog, you know what I mean? You know?
That's right. Hey, as long as it's
I'm
motivation, right? It's motivation, bro.
You know, when
It's
it comes to
motivation.
this, bro, I'm most definitely dumb as fuck to this shit, bro. You know what I mean? I'm trying to process it. I mean, you're like a computer, bro. Just, you know, no caller ID, don't get no calls, baby. No caller ID. Call with your number, my G. Call with your number.
Hey,
But
so-
it's complicated, bro. You know what I mean? It's really complicated. And when you were telling our caller that, you know, maybe you need to learn how to what coding is. I mean, that's got to be pretty tough, right?
Well, I think that beyond anything is just kind of like that fear. You know what I'm saying? That fear of taking that leap, that leap or that jump into that world. You know what I'm saying? I was like that too. You know, like I didn't think. You know, like I started with electronics. I can repair laptops, cell phones, anything electronic. You know what I'm saying? And I learned from my father. You know what I'm saying? Initially, of course, I was scared. Like, you know, like what the heck is this? But once I took that leap and once I actually learned, you know, that confidence or that logic for the electronics came in, and so now I can actually fix anything. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that learns construction, anybody that you know that learns any specific industry, it's that leap, you know, that you take or people take in order to go ahead and start learning this. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, if people are motivated to go ahead and do so, you know what I'm saying, then, you know, they will go ahead and do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take this call right here, bro. Hopefully it's a good call.
What's cracking, Delta?
What up, G? Talk to us.
What's cracking? Hey, so I mean, I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna just say that at the bottom line is like, as long as we continue to feed in and buy this shit, like the cryptic, all that, you know what I mean? Whatever the fuck we're, you know, the Bitcoin, all that shit. There's even like, right, the currency, that shit goes way back. You already know that. Goes way back to like even when people used to buy currency back in the days, and now you like fucking what 100 years later, Pawn Stars is buying that shit. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you got to just fucking buy a pad. And fucking, I know the pads ain't the same how they used to be. You know, like, it ain't going to go up that quick, especially right now in these times with all the bullshit. But even if you have a hard time spending, saving money, in 5 years, you'll have at least 50 grand, which is not as lot like it would be 10 years ago. But you'll have 10 G's a year, and do it, my G's. That's what we got to do, Raza.
That's what it is. I mean, see, that's the thing with cryptocurrency. It's allowed and put projects. Let's say you don't have to spend $58,000 or $57,000 to buy one Bitcoin. That is a way that they used to go ahead and counter the inflation. One Bitcoin can be split up to a billion pieces that are individually called Satoshis, right? So if you want to invest $10 in Bitcoin, if you want to invest, $15, $20 in Bitcoin, you can go ahead and do that. And it allows you to go ahead and do that. Now, there's different cryptocurrencies that are under $1. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, for example, Doge, there's people that literally bought $100, $200 in Doge, in the beginning of last year, you know what I'm saying? And today are just sitting in so much money right now, bro, just because they chose to invest that little small amount of money in something that, they looked into and they believed in, you know what I'm saying? There's plenty of projects.
Yeah. But like you said, you know what I mean? It's just what everybody's seeing and what you're going to be looking at and how you're going to be, putting your money because what you see.
Do your research on.
You can't go wrong with a house. So just buy your fucking pad. Boom. Don't feed. I mean, of course, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the shit's going to change and the dollar or whatever possibly will, dissolve. But shit, save your money then. Buy some
here's
bills,
the thing.
Put them away because that shit will be worth money later. Just like that.
Yeah, most definitely. But see, here's the thing. With cryptocurrency, now we can do something called tokenizing a house, right? So now you can create, so there's fungible tokens and non-fungible tokens, right? So the fungible tokens are tokens that you can put a specific value on. Let's say, for example, one Bitcoin is worth $50,000, right? And now you have the non-fungible tokens, which are unique, that you can't really put a value on, right? So this is exactly one of the ways that cryptocurrency is evolving and changing things, changing the way things are being sold or the value is being exchanged, right? Now you can tokenize your property, right? And that value of that token would be the value of your property or whatever you want to go ahead and sell it, and you can go ahead and exchange it that way. There's projects that are actually turning real estate into cryptocurrency or tokenizing those specific projects. You know what I'm saying? It's very, how should I say, universal. The consortium that creates, or basically the team or the partnership or the amount of technologies that create Bitcoin have made it flexible, you could say, as to what you can tokenize, right? Like it's a movement to like tokenize the world. You could say you can tokenize pretty much anything, like tokenize art, tokenize property, right? Tokenize the money that you're using to exchange. So that I mean, it's not just Bitcoin.
I hear you, B. I hear you, but fuck buying a coin. I'd rather buy art. You know what I mean? I'd rather have something that I'm gonna look at.
But if there's art that's actually backed by that coin.
And toss it up and possibly fucking, you know what I mean? Oh shit, it wasn't heads today.
yeah, most definitely. So let's say, for example, you want something physical, right? So there's it's called tokenization, right? So let's say, for example, this water, right? I attach a token to this water, and having the rights to that token, it's like having the rights to that. Yeah, so there's
smart water costs more because it says that you're gonna be smart when you drink it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or somebody might feel like that way.
Well, what I'm trying to actually put or point out is the ability to tokenize. Okay, so it's tokenization. Like unless you'd have to kind of read into it to be honest with you, to actually understand the tokenization, or what it's tokenizing value, right? So there's pieces of art that are physically there, right? There's pieces of art. Let's say, for example, this right here, right? You wanted to tokenize your background, right? You attach a token to it, right? And anybody that bought that token from you, right, now gains a history of like, you know what, this is mine. This is like my artwork, and you can ship it to them. You know what I'm saying? And they'll have, this is the artwork, right, and proof that it comes from you, because that token says that you made that token, you made that NFT. This is yours. This is at the actual Hoodstocks background, right? So you were able to create a token from it, right? And now people know, because they have that token, that this is the authentic background of Hoodstocks. This is actually something that you put out, right? Why? Because it's because of the token. Because you can't counterfeit that token. Because you can track that token back to you creating it. You see what I'm saying? So that's where tokenization comes into. That's where people are starting to apply cryptocurrency into art, into property, and to basically different things that have different values, that are basically non-fungible, or basically don't have a specific value attached to them.
Can we talk about that marketplace for a second? So if I have an idea that maybe I'll do for the Hoodstocks family is, if he's down, we'll tokenize Lucky in a digital version, and we could auction him off.
It's called an NFT.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
NFT.
Okay, so we would put it on what NFT marketplaces exist in the realm?
There's many different ones, there's Rarify, there's NFT.art, there's different marketplaces that you can go ahead and use to do that. And as there's different marketplaces, there's actually different languages that you can use to code that NFT. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, you're able to do that, but it all kind of depends on, how are you trying to tokenize them? Are you trying to tokenize them as a piece of art, or are you trying to tokenize them to like, hey, you know what, if Lucky's gonna do some crazy ass shit, you know what I'm saying, like we're gonna put him on a crazy ass fucking mission because I own this token, you know what I'm saying, like
I think it'd be maybe like a
what
it would be art, and maybe be him walking or something.
You see what I'm saying? It all depends on how you want to go ahead and tokenize, or how you want to go ahead and put that value, right? So if you say, okay, well, this is a token, right, or like a Hoodstocks token, 10 of this Hoodstocks token will, get you, 2 or 3 hours in the Hoodstocks podcast. You know what I'm saying? How valuable, would how should I say, depending on the person that would put value on that, right, would be willing to buy the token, right? So automatically, you're just basically creating a market. You know what I'm saying? You're creating a market to say who finds value in this market. You know what I'm saying? And whoever finds value in that market, be like, boom, here you go. Let's go ahead and purchase that. So that's kind of like, it all depends on how you want to tokenize it. You want to tokenize them as art. You know what I'm saying? Take a sick ass picture. Have it 3D rendered, whatever, exactly, and make it a collectible.
We may have to do it for the people.
There you go.
We may have to do it for the people.
Go. You want Hoodstocks? What up, my G?
You Lucky.
What up, dog?
Hoodstocks. Hey, I was gonna say, man, you don't look sleepy, man. You look like you're learning over there, dog.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely, dog. I mean, I'm taking mental notes, and I'm trying to, like, you may see a little steam rising off the top of my head, bro. I might be a little overheated after. I might not be able to. You might see me on the side of the freeway, bro. You know what I mean? At the end of this podcast, bro. But you know what? Hey, dog. This is something new to the platform. This is new to me, dog. And sometimes the best thing you can do is just take a back seat and just listen, my G. And that's what I'm doing right now, my boy. Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah.
Learning like a sponge.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we all should do, dog. That's the. Go ahead, dog.
I got a question for Joe. So basically, cryptocurrency is like what's hurting the bank pyramid scheme, just like how his cannabis is hurting big pharma pyramid scheme, right?
Mm-hmm. This is exactly what it's doing, because it's taking the power of money away from them. It's taking the power of the people away from them. Now the people are no longer saying.
Rockefellers,
Exactly.
The Rockefellers and Rothschild family.
Yep, exactly. I mean, the elite banking families basically that control everything. Once you take the centralization or the power of money away, right? Then you you basically take the power away, and it's basically like putting the power of money back into the people, putting the power of banking back into your pocket. You know what I'm saying? There's many different ways that you can store that crypto. You can, throw it into a paper wallet, with a string of numbers, put it away, and you know what I'm saying, your crypto will be there until you pull out that crypto again, years later, type in that string of numbers into a website, and boom, it gets
and that's why
back into your pocket.
that's why it's sketchy, coming on and talking about this, because you're kind of rocking the boat, baby.
Hey, that's what I'm trying to do. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. I want to, shake. I want to shake it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying. Let them know that, hey, if anybody that really wants to kind of do the research and jump into the movement, let's do this, bro. You know what I'm saying.
And the more people that you get on to jump into the movement by doing this podcast, by speaking on this subject, the more people that you get into the movement, the more power that the cryptocurrency carries, and the more power that the individuals carry.
Yep, it's basically showing the people the power of unity. You know what I'm saying? Coming together and saying, hey, you know what? We find value in this coin and finding value in this project. You know what I'm saying? As people, you know what I'm saying? It's showing people, hey, you know what? If we came together and worked on this proactively together, we can actually do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm amazed at everything that's going on right now, man. I like when we sat down a few years ago and we talked about this and we analyzed on how we were going to go ahead and start bringing this market into the mainstream. I never for once thought, hey, you know what, it's going to happen this soon. I thought, hey, you know what, 10 years from now, slowly people are going to start adopting this, but the more people actually do the research and the more they read into the technologies, the more they read on what cryptocurrency actually is and what it could do for the people, the more people that are on board, because everybody's like, fuck this shit, fuck the banks, bro, fuck the system, to be honest with you. It's built to kind of screw us over. It's built to kind of keep us down. It's literally built for the richer to get richer and the poor to get poorer. And sometimes no matter how much work you put in, no matter how much work you put or how much of a hard worker you are, there are always those rules and regulations and things that kind of keep you down. That unfair shit that's kind of like, what the fuck, taxes, bro. You know what I'm saying? For example, taxes. We're not really legally supposed to be paying these taxes, right? Yet they say that these taxes are, they're bettering our community, they're for our community. But how many of us actually see that in our community? How many of these roads that they said they're going to spend that money in fixing are actually getting fixed? How much of that are they actually doing? With cryptocurrency, it being immutable and you being able to track where that money is going or where you put that money, or let's say, for example, you put, $100,000 in this project and you being able to track that wallet to be able to say, hey, you know what, how come Ferrari has my $100,000? Wait a minute, where are you spending my money? You know what I'm saying? It's an open ledger. It's basically, it's an open community to where you can see where your money is getting put into. You can't put a name into that wallet, right? Unless they personally go ahead and say, okay, this is my wallet, right? So like if a non-profit organization says, this is my wallet, donate to this wallet, and I'm going to use this money for this positive change in the community, right? And yet they're over here spending it in new houses, spending it, in a brand new car, going on this vacation and stuff like that. The people are now able to go into that wallet and say, like, wait a minute, why are you spending my funds in all these different places?
Track it now, yeah.
Exactly.
You're on Hoodstocks. What up?
Lucky, how you doing, man?
Doing good, baby. What's cracking, doggy?
Okay, man. Listen, man. I like this guy. He's a good guy. He knows his stuff, man. You gotta get you some Bitcoin yourself, man. Okay? Look into the future, man. It's gonna make you a lot of money, You gotta do it, Lucky. Come on, man.
Is this Scarface?
Scarface, I appreciate you calling in, baby. Absolutely,
right.
dog. Yeah.
I gotta go see my tiger now. She's waiting for me.
That's the monster Tony Montana right there.
That's right.
You're on Hoodstocks. What up?
What's going on, Lux? Eric calling in again.
What up, G?
I got a question right here. I know the Bitcoin network is underpinned by I think it's called the blockchain technology. That's pretty much, making it super difficult for computer hackers to hack your Bitcoin and take your money and stuff like that. But say, for instance, you got your digital currency exchangers, you got your wallets, stuff like that. What kind of guarantees or what kind of insurance do people have putting their money in Bitcoin? Like, say, for instance, like if your debit card gets used in another state, the bank reimburses you, I guess, like up to $10,000, something like that. So if that happens to a person with Bitcoin, what kind of insurance do they have, and what kind of like reassurance does the individual have investing in Bitcoin from situations like that?
I'm glad that you asked that question, bro, because that's one of the main subjects that, or one of the main things that cryptocurrency is, or one of the main ways that cryptocurrency works, right? So you have the legacy systems, right, which are Visa, American Express, and all these other different credit card companies in different parts of the world that are using these legacy systems that are actually a pull system, right? In order for people to go ahead and, let's say, for example, you buy $100 worth of product from me, right? When you swipe your credit card, right, the bank basically hits up your bank account, right, and says, hey, you know what? This is a transaction. This is my validation. This is my PIN. This is all stuff. Can I pull this money from you, right? Yep. And automatically the system says, okay, yeah, this is all correct. This is validated. Now, okay, you can pull that money, right? Bitcoin is actually a push system to where only, let's say, for example, your wallet, it's very hard for anybody to get access to your wallet. You know what I'm saying? If you give that string of numbers to somebody else, then yeah, they can access your wallet, right? If you give your 12-word password to somebody else, then yeah, they can access your wallet, right? But as long as you kind of keep it in your head, right? As long as you actually know how to access your crypto, right, yourself, nobody can. It's basically virtually impossible for people to go into your wallet and take those funds from you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes it more secure. That it's not actually a system to where anybody can hack and trick the system into validating your credentials and pulling that money from your account. No, it has to be your account. It has to be the person that actually owns that account to push those funds out of their account.
Got it. Yeah, I think Lucky's taking a sconce break right now or something.
Doing a little. What's that?
When he comes back, ask him about the handicap symbol on the top of his
head. What's going on with that, bro?
Never fails with this guy right here. Big dog, appreciate you calling, dog. Good question, dog. Thank you, dog.
Hey, quick question. What are you guys gonna do for the 100th episode?
100th episode, damn, dog. I think we gotta have somebody big, dog. Somebody dope, bro.
I know who you can get big.
What's that?
I know who you can get big.
This dick?
Oh, back.
He's a dick. What up, you on Hood Sucks? You got to use the restroom?
Yeah, let me
handle it.
Yeah, go ahead. And let's take a quick break. Call back, my G. Let's take a quick break right now, and we'll be back with Joe Rocket, baby, Trader Joe Rocket on this Bitcoin, this cryptocurrency. It's a good topic. We are doing what we do. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I'm surprised everybody. We got 200 plus people that are tapped in. I mean, people are interested in this. I'm interested in this. I don't have all the right questions. I'm soaking this knowledge up for the first fucking time. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of fucking information, man. It is a lot of information. Casey, man, I mean, Casey Casey should be sitting over here. You know what I mean? Casey obviously, Casey, I'm 44 years old. Casey's in his late 20s. And this is the era that is really fucking with this is kind of like the younger generation.
Yeah, they're all fucking brainwashed.
Yeah, they're all fucking with it. Like an old school, not old school, but just an older head like myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just as long as I got it, you know what I mean? A couple hondos in the motherfucking pocket, baby, I'm good,
10s, 20s, 50s, 100s.
Yeah, all this other shit, dog, it's fuck, dog, it's a lot of information, bro.
It is.
It's crazy, dog. This shit is fucking crazy, and I'm glad, bro, that you are a lot more up on it than I am, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But let's take.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
No, take the break. I'll talk. I could talk during the break.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a break. Casey's gonna talk to you guys.
I gotta go pee, man. Shit. Okay, so I was just always thinking, New World Order. One world government, one currency, one flag under this giant earth. So, I'm always critical to anything in the system, especially in the digital realm, because it's a whole different environment, as you know. But everybody wants to know where Lucky gets his fucking eyebrows done at. They want the plug, fool. They want to know. This motherfucker gets his shit lasered, homie.
Tattoo?
Lucky has tattooed eyebrows. Y'all motherfuckers can't see it in the camera, but those motherfuckers are tattooed. He gets them threaded. Oh, man. Sunday. Got a new job tomorrow, everybody. All right, we're getting back, so... Or, well, I mean, Lucky's taking a shit, I guess. Yeah. Isn't that kind of fucked up that this fool tricked his fucking family saying they were in fucking Hawaii? That shit is fucking hilarious. That shit is fucking hilarious. Jesus Christ. So I can't read the comments right now, but someone was saying some funny ass shit about what about Chuck E. Cheese coins and Shakey's coins. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, like if you really think about it,
like if Chuck E. Cheese were to put a coin out, like I would buy it. Honestly, because I believe in Chuck E. Cheese. I've been investing in it since I was a kid. What? I mean, straight up, right?
Yep.
I mean, Chuck E. Cheese, man, fucking rebrand yourself. Make your shit a whole digital fucking store where you just hit it all through coin, like a coin app type shit. Man, they didn't hire me. Fucking Chubby Cheese. You know, hey, who could fucking guess Chuck E. Cheese's real name? Any of you got anybody? Anybody? Chuck E. Cheese's real name?
Chucky.
Chuck E. Cheese. No, his real name is Charles Entertainment Cheese. That's Chucky's real fucking name. Don't get it twisted.
That's right.
Hey, so we want to know the predictions for these popular coins as Lucky switches the camera here. We want to know how high is Bitcoin going to get and all the others. But we'll start with there. We'll start there.
Yeah, hold on real quick. Let's take this call. No, go ahead. My bad, dog. Go ahead.
When it comes to like predicting value, I don't really kind of like to say, hey, you know what, this is where it's going to get to. The possibilities are pretty much endless. The possibilities are all up to us. You know, it's all up to the people to how far or how much they want to go ahead and put, how much value they want to go ahead and put.
It's up to the sheep, baby. Mm-hmm. The bigger the herd, the bigger the motherfucking word, baby. You on Hood Stocks, what up?
Yo, what up, Lucky? This is Johnny from Santa Ana.
What up, baby?
What up, man? Hey, I got a question for the boy, man. I just got into Bitcoin a few weeks ago, man, and I probably spent about a good $2,000, but over about 4 or 5 different apps. And I did notice that XRP is one of the top ones, but I guess they got sued. So a lot of these apps where you buy your Bitcoin don't carry XRP, but its percentage has grown so much in over the past couple of weeks. I mean, you know when the lawsuit's going to be over with XRP, and how do you feel about XRP's future?
XRP's already pretty much won the lawsuit. That's part of the reason why the price blew up recently. So the SEC tried to basically put a fee into XRP. Like all it was, I mean, let's be real, it's all about money, right? So the SEC came in and said, hey, you know what? You guys made like $10 billion off of XRP. Give us our cut. You know, that's really ultimately what it was. And because they couldn't form a solid case versus XRP, because they couldn't prove or, you know, show that XRP was kind of a security or a stock, right? Then, you know, they had no strong case in court. So XRP pretty much already won the lawsuit. And you can expect it to slowly start getting added to exchanges, you know, afterwards. But here's my take on XRP.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What was your question, brother? Go ahead.
How do you XRP future? Do you think it's going to be a top 3 like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Doge? Like, how do you feel about XRP?
Unfortunately, I think, and the reason I say unfortunately is because of the people that are behind XRP. So unfortunately, I do feel like XRP does have a future, and XRP is kind of like the hope to the banks, you could say. XRP was the banks realizing that cryptocurrency was here to stay, so they needed to jump in the game, right? This is why XRP has all these banks that are backing it. You know, you have Washington Mutual, you know, you have Santander, you have all these banks that are international and in different parts of the world that are actually willing to use XRP as a form of sending the money, you know, as a way of using the Ripple network to go ahead and send this money. So I do believe that XRP has a future. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, that wouldn't be the team that I'd jump into. You know what I'm saying? If it's about the money, hey, you know what? Yeah, for sure. I'll be honest. XRP does look like a promising project. But you know, if you are about the movement and about the people, then yeah, I'd stay away from it. To be honest.
All right. Thanks, bro.
No problem.
Thank you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we got West Coast Graffiti on the line. What up, my G? You on the Hood Stocks, baby. Talk to us.
Hey, what's up? What's up? So this question is for obviously Joe. So I had recently talking about that the cryptocurrency wasn't supposed to be exposed to the public. Is that true?
Yes. So we might touch on a sensitive subject with this. So originally, Bitcoin came from the dark web. Okay, so it was a way to go ahead and for people to exchange and exchange value, within the dark web for products. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until the case of the Silk Road that Bitcoin got exposed to the mainstream, right? And so Ross Ulbricht, right, which is the person that created the Silk Road, right? Currently is serving 2 life sentences plus 40 years of enhanced charges for a nonviolent crime. You know what I'm saying? All he did was basically code this website and create the liberty, of people to be able to exchange, and trade within a free market, right? There was also federal agents that were involved within the Black Road project, right? And they never expected it to go ahead and blow up to where it is, and I think they accidentally promoted it, right? And then of course now you have all these people that are able to code and look into the code and look into how things work and evolve that, just like any car company, right? Like in the beginning of when they barely created the automobile, there was hundreds of different automobile companies. And they slowly, individually evolved their technology how they chose to. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what happened with Bitcoin. They took the consortium, they took that technology, they took that code, and they said, hey, you know what? This is how this is working. Now let's go ahead and modify it to where it works for us in the way that we want it to. You know what I'm saying? And it blew up so much that now you have all these different people that are like, holy shit, we can make our own money. We can make our own currency. You know what I'm saying? That's that's kind of like what happened. You know what I'm saying? It really, in the beginning of Bitcoin, like each Bitcoin was worth like 7 cents, right? But only people that were exposed to the network, only people that knew the network, only people that were actually exchanging within the network knew about cryptocurrency, right? What happens when you have this big ass case on the news talk about, hey, you know what, the website where, people were hiring hitman, they were exchanging drugs, they were buying guns and stuff like that, right? When you have this big ass news, when you have this big ass article on the news, people that are interested is like, how were they able to do this, right? Now they look into the website, they look at how the website worked, and Bitcoin and how they were using Bitcoin to go ahead and make these exchanges in order for the money not to be tracked and stuff like that, right?
Like money laundering, huh?
Money laundering, exactly.
Money laundering, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dog.
All right, well, thank you for answering that, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling, my G. Yeah. You on the Hood Stocks, what up? Turn the volume down in the background, baby.
Fuck you, Lucky.
What's up, Lucky? This is Andrew.
What up, Andrew?
Let me just turn on this podcast real quick. Right?
Yes, please.
I have a question for Trader Joe over here.
What's going on, brother?
Yeah, man, I just wanted to know what's the best platform to invest in. I know there's Robinhood and Voyager. What is a good platform to invest into Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency?
Okay. There's many different platforms. Okay. Now, in my opinion, it all depends on the type of investment that you want to do, right? Whether you want to go ahead and, whether you want to go ahead and invest in long term, whether you want to go ahead and trade. As a long term investment, I don't really like Robinhood. I mean, I don't like Robinhood at all, to be honest with you, because you never really own the cryptocurrency. It's all just, let's say, for example, like they attach this value, you know what I'm saying, to your portfolio instead of you owning the cryptocurrency. You could never take this coin, right, and transfer it to your other wallet and own it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a contract, like a perpetual contract, what they would call in the market and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to Coinbase, right? Coinbase, like I said earlier, it is the original platform where you can go ahead and exchange this Bitcoin into money. Right, is the original platform where they would say, okay, well, you know what? If you have one Bitcoin for whatever this amount it's worth, we'll go ahead and buy it from you, right? In my opinion, if you're looking for safe projects to invest in, if you're looking for projects that have people backing them, if you're looking for projects, that have already established themselves, right? Coinbase would be the place to actually look into. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're looking to add a little bit more risk, and you're looking for a little bit more of diversity, there's KuCoin, right? KuCoin has all these different projects. You're able to stake, which is basically like putting your money in, getting a percentage back per year. You know what I'm saying? A return on investment per year, right? So if you're looking for an ROI investment, go into KuCoin. They have different coins. They give you a specific percentage of your investment back yearly in this coin. Let's say, for example, Cardano, right? They give you anywhere from like 8 to 10% in Cardano, right? So you get 8 or 10% of this coin back per year. If you invested, you know what I'm saying, $1,000, right, into it, right? 8 and 10% of that you'll get back into coins. So if the coin goes from being worth like $1 to $1.10, that 8% turns into higher percentage ROI when it comes to the liquidity. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to stake, you know what I'm saying, go to KuCoin. If you want to go ahead and just, leave it there and see what it does, and you want to be sure about the projects and that there's people backing those projects, go to Coinbase, because ultimately, the reputation or it's worth more than money. You know what I'm saying? Like your word is worth more than money. No matter where you go, your word will always be worth more than that money.
Word is bond, baby.
Yeah, baby. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, brother, for calling in, doggy. That was good, dog.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, man. You guys have a good one.
You too, brother. Appreciate you, dog.
You too.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that Robinhood fiasco that happened?
Oh, bro, I don't.
You don't want to talk about it?
I do, but I mean, if we go. If we're talking shit, I mean, we can do that because I fucking hate
let's
Robinhood,
talk shit.
bro.
No, let's talk shit. Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at everything that's going on right now, with Robinhood, like with GameStop and all these other different investments, Robinhood is I mean, it's such an oxymoron, you know what I'm saying? Robinhood, who was Robinhood? Somebody that actually stole from the rich to give to the people, right? I believe that Robinhood is the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? So if the people say, hey, you know what, we find value in GameStop and we want to buy up GameStop until it fucking hits the moon, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like what's going on with cryptocurrency. We should be able to do that. Why? Because we find value in GameStop or we find value in a specific stock, right? So, but what they're doing now is if they see social media kind of like, pumping this coin, because that's what it's called, pumping a coin or pumping a stock, they'll go ahead and restrict the demand, right? They'll restrict you from being able to purchase, which restricting you from being able to purchase restricts demand, right? Mm-hmm. And if the supply is there and there's not enough demand, what's going to happen to the price? It's going to go down. You know what I'm saying? So with so many people just out of nowhere, you know, becoming millionaires and investing into these stocks and investing into these coins and making money off of it, you know what I'm saying? And kind of, you know, switching, you know, how things are supposed to be and mixing, and basically bringing money and bringing the flow of money or value into different industries where they never expected it to be in. You know what I'm saying? This is why Robinhood now is saying, okay, well, you know what? We got to stop this. We got to prevent this. You know, they'll always excuse talking about, hey, you know what? It's this other people that, you know, have to form our liquidity, or actually we have to have these funds from these people in order to do this. You know, like to me, it's bullshit. Why? Because in the world of crypto, that doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can tell you, hey, you know what, we don't have enough of this coin. If there's not enough of that coin, there's not enough of that coin. You know what I'm saying? If people want to keep paying a higher price for that coin, they can go ahead and keep on paying a higher price for that coin. If they want to exchange that coin, they can exchange the coin. You know, nothing. This is why the government is like so, you know, like scared and so skeptical about what's going on with cryptocurrency, because they can't control it. It's not centralized. No one central entity controls cryptocurrency. It is the people. It is the actual, you know, community. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, like the motorcycle community, you know, like I ride, and in the motorcycle community, you know what I'm saying, there's I mean, like, we kind of like, if we see a motorcycle rider on the side of the road, we pull up to help. You know what I'm saying? There's specific things that as a community we do to actually help each other. You know what I'm saying? And this is actually what cryptocurrency is. If I made a $2 million, you know, out of, you know, my small investment and stuff like that, and I see this person and I think, hey, you know what, he holds value. I like his ideas. I like what he's doing. I like the project that he's doing. I like what he can do for this freaking world and stuff like that. I'm going to back him up. I'm going to put my money into his pocket and say, hey, you know what, bro? Go ahead. Handle your business, bro. Let's go. Let's do this shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is actually what cryptocurrency is doing for a lot of people. A lot of people are now saying, hey, you know what? I have this idea. There's a technology that we can use to go ahead and change these things. You know, who's willing to help me, you know? And all these people are saying, boom, let's get it done, let's get it done, let's get it done, right? And then that project is born, you know, like there's different projects, you know, like Save Our Planet right now that are currently planting trees, you know, or using the money that people are giving them to plant trees all over the world and start planting trees and trying to reverse the carbon footprint, you know what I'm saying, that we are leaving behind, you know. There is the XYO network, right, which is creating validity to GPS location, right? Like, you can't fake GPS location. Now you can actually track packages. You know, you can track where cars are at. You know, you can have you know, different companies track their fleet, knowing, you know, where the cars are at. If anything gets stolen, you're able to recover it. You know what I'm saying? So it's all. It's basically my bad. I kind of like lost my train of thought.
Yeah, like, it's all good, dog. But yeah, no, you're you know, you're taking us down this road, baby. I mean,
yeah,
you're doing a good job, dog.
Thank you.
I really,
it's a lot, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it, dog. What you're doing right now for this platform is amazing, bro. I mean, this is something that we do right here, dog. We try to you know, versatile. We try to hit all sides of the map. You know, it's just not. War stories, prison stories, you know, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? We are here to, you know, just empower the community with knowledge, you know, and we consider Hoodstocks a community, you know what I mean? A community across the world, you know, the map, you know, and we are here together as one to help each other out for the benefit of our individual lives, right? You know, if it's with a story or if it's with knowledge, you know, and you can take what he's saying. And you I mean, it's an alley-oop, you know, pick it up and run with it, see where it takes you, you know. Let's go right here. What's up? You on Hoodstocks? Talk to us.
Coño, Lucky, I forgot to say something, man. You tell the Goonies, man, look me up on YouTube. I got a song about Bitcoin, man. It's called Bitcoin No Problem.
That's right.
That's right, baby. Look that shit up, doggy.
That's right. Yeah. I'll bump that shit 24/7.
Yeah. What up? You on Hoodstocks? Talk to us.
Hey,
Damn, look, you disrespectful ass motherfucker. You fucking clicked me, dog. You didn't even let me get my love out.
Go ahead, shoot
None
it,
of
baby. That was my bad, doggy. It happens sometimes. My bad, doggy. Go ahead, shoot it, baby.
It's Husky, dog. The Vallero, straight out of San Gabriel. Sandra, baby. What's up?
What up,
hey,
G?
Nah,
Love,
but,
respect, baby.
Hey, homeboy. He talks well. He's well spoken, dog. Like
Thank you.
I hear him. It's the future, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Work hard, save your fucking feria, raza, and fucking, you know what I mean? Buy property. Move it, do it, sell it, buy it. You know? I'm in the beginning stage, but it works,
baby.
dog.
Absolutely, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree, dog.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, my bad, dog. I don't know if you were taking calls or not, but I had to fucking say what's up, look. You know what I mean?
That's right, baby. I appreciate you, dog, and I appreciate you tapping back in, dog, to get the rest off your chest, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was it, baby boy. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, doggy. I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, shout out, Raza. Hey, look, badass show, fool. We're out here, Raza.
Thank you,
Stand
baby.
up, everybody.
Stand the fuck up. Love, respect, baby.
That's
Vital.
right.
Yeah. What's up? You on Hoodstocks? Talk to us.
Hey, what's up? Look, this is Oscar out in Temecula here. I had a question for Joe.
What's going on, brother?
So, you the example you use right now on the, somebody has an idea, they go on there, they give their idea and try to pitch it right. Like you compared it to, or you mentioned something about the banking system. The banking systems have like the credit, right? The credit scores and the credit bureaus, and it takes time, and there's certain ways to build it, and anyways, what's to stop somebody from, like you mentioned that everything's tracked from the pocket or from the wallet, everything's tracked and you can see everything, but what's to stop somebody, like, let's say they have an idea, they're gonna use their funds for, let's say, some tools or whatever, and they end up buying a car or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see it on there, but it's already done. Is there a way to reverse that out? How do you avoid something like that?
No, this is kind of like what the question that the gentleman asked earlier, and he was talking about, like, how do you avoid fraud? You know what I'm saying? From the beginning of how crypto works, even from how it works, like the consortium of it just makes.
Hold on. Hey, bro, you got to turn the volume down in the background, bro. Go ahead, dog.
Hello?
Sorry about that.
Okay, so
sorry, we got that surrounded from under that Hoodstocks out here.
There you go. Oh yeah. No worries. So basically, just in the way the system works, how I was explaining to you, the gentleman, it cuts the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like it cuts the bullshit to where it's virtually impossible for anybody to gain access to your funds. I mean, it has so many ways for people to actually run into a freaking wall, you could say, when it comes to going to access your funds, that it's virtually impossible for you to put a fraudulent, you know what I'm saying, for a fraudulent transaction, you know what I'm saying, because it's actually a push system. Like I said, it's not a pull system, right? There is other companies that are trying to go ahead and implement that within blockchain, but it's going to be difficult because once you've actually pushed that out of your wallet, you know what I'm saying, there's no way to actually pulling it, because Bitcoin only works as a push system. So they have to push it back into your wallet. So that wallet that actually controls those funds now has to be able to push it into your wallet. But if people allow, you would say, like, for that information to kind of be out there, it's kind of more mainly your fault. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to kind of hide everything. That's why, like, when I'm online and I'm teaching my classes to my students, and like I have my stocks and my charts up and stuff like that, I never share anything with my account. I never share anything with the numbers or anything like that, because anybody can go ahead and easily access them once they have those numbers. But if they don't have any of that information, if they don't have those numbers, then, I mean, they can go ahead and keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and they'll fail. That is one of the things that made Bitcoin so interesting to a lot of people, because so many people try to hack the network. So many people have tried to hack the network, but because of the way the network works, it's been impossible for people to hack it. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying for years. They can hack exchanges where people send their funds to, right? Now that exchange has those funds, but that exchange has a specific key to hold those funds. You know what I'm saying? Then again, that same key goes around to many different people that know what's up with that exchange, and that key it becomes vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? But if you have those funds in your wallet, if you have those funds somewhere where they're inaccessible for people, let's say, for example, a Ledger, which is one of the more famous wallets that people are using to put it into, it is virtually impossible for people to hack it. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten got for some cryptocurrency, but it wasn't because somebody hacked my wallet. It was because the exchange that I was using basically dipped out, and that was Robinhood. Robinhood with their Copcoin and stuff like that. They got sued by Robinhood when Robinhood went into the cryptocurrency market, and all my funds that were in Robinhood, pretty much, they bailed out, and the owners of Robinhood disappeared. You know what I'm saying? So there is a possibility of that happening, but this is why I prefer, and I say, hey, you know what? If you're gonna go investing if you're gonna put your money into cryptocurrencies, invest it and put it into a platform that is already established. Invest it and put it into a platform that you can trust, and you will be sure that they're not going to be running away with your funds. So
good, though.
Yeah.
Appreciate your call.
I'm good,
Mike.
thank you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate the call. This fucking phone line is blowing the fuck up, bro. I mean,
That's
people
right.
are really. I mean, it's amazing, bro. That so many of our audience right here, bro, is really interested. I mean, this is the future, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. It's the future of money. It's the future of decentralization, decentralizing power. You know what I'm saying? No central power has the control of our money. We each have the power of our money in our pockets individually. That's what cryptocurrency is doing, putting the power of our money back into our pockets. The banks can no longer confiscate this because you're doing some sort of fraudulent activity. The banks can no longer go ahead and tell you what's the maximum or minimum you can spend. The banks can no longer tell you, hey, you know what? You have to give us a few days before we take out all this money out of your account because, it's this much amount of money. You know what I'm saying? No, now everybody can control their money as they wish. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want.
Be your own bank, huh?
Be your own bank. Yes, yeah. It's the power. It's bringing the power of banking back into the people's pocket.
Damn, taking the power away from the power.
Hey.
Put it in your own motherfucking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
Yes, sir.
I mean, this is fucking interesting, dog. I have an app, bro. What is the app that I have, bro? That gives you the Cash App gives you the. I think it used to give you the option to deal with Bitcoin or something like that.
It still does.
It still does. Okay.
I use it because it has less transaction fees than Coinbase. So let's say, for example, if I need to make a payment or anything like that and I want to transfer out of my wallet, I'll go ahead and transfer it into Cash App and cash it directly and then go ahead and send it to my bank, right? I don't keep any cash in my bank. I'm so committed to the movement that I don't keep any cash in my bank account at all. Anything that I need to spend,
crazy.
I go ahead and transfer it from Bitcoin into Cash App, cash it out, and then use it as I need to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna send it over to Casey. We're gonna wrap it up here in a minute, dog. I gotta use the restroom.
Let's say, wait, I'll get closer to him coming back so we can change the camera when he gets down there. But I know you can't really give advice, but I mean we have about like 2 people on, and people who are weary or want to invest, but don't know which coins are best. Of course, do your research. I mean. Could you give us any information if someone has $100, right? If I just say, hey, I have $100. Where do you think I should invest it?
I would go with diversifying it, even though it's $100.
Yeah.
Diversify it. There is different there's different projects that I'm pretty interested in right now. One is called a One Ledger token. right? Which is basically uniting the private blockchains with the public blockchains in order to kind of create trust amongst each other. We were talking about earlier how, there's kind of like a fight between good and evil, right?
Yeah.
Well, one ledger is the mediator between corporations, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
And private blockchains,
Yeah.
right? Which are the ones that are trying to take control.
Yeah.
And the decentralized blockchains, I mean, there's Cardano, Ethereum, anything that has survived the regulations and the scrutiny and investigations that the SEC has, towards that project, because the SEC has investigated and like pretty much killed, annihilated so many projects by showing people, hey, you know what, fraudulent project, so anything that is organized tends to survive. Anything that survived the crash from 2017, I believe, is a good project.
Copy that.
Yeah, you got Joseph saying spit a little knowledge on Dogecoin. I think you did though, right? Yeah, I think we covered that. Let's answer this last phone call right here. Last phone call for the night. You're on Hoodstocks. What up?
Hey, what's up, Lucky?
What up, G?
Much love and respect, bro. And I wanted to give praise to Joe for representing the crypto community.
Thank you.
Pretty well.
Thank you, bro.
And
Heck yeah.
I did want to throw something out there though, as a comment or as a suggestion. I'm pretty humble, but I kind of feel comfortable saying that I'm kind of up on the cryptocurrency industry, I guess you could say. And I kind of see it. There's like two camps. There's people who find validity in like all pretty much different kinds of networks or coins, and there's people who are Bitcoin maximalists. And I feel like their point of view is important. It's a counter point of view, for example, as to kind of what Joe's kind of talking about. And I think they have like good arguments as to why they're Bitcoin maximalists. And pretty much they just believe that what the other coins are doing, Bitcoin can do, but Bitcoin is the one coin that kind of has the real chance of doing what the whole purpose of it was to pretty much be the number one money and in a way kind of defeat the dollar and be like the reserve currency of the world. So I just it would be cool to get a maximalist to represent that very valid argument.
Okay. When it comes to like Bitcoin maximalist, there is, I think, the whole community that is into cryptocurrency that believes, or if you're in the cryptocurrency community, like I think a lot of people are maximalists as when it comes to Bitcoin, because they understand the movement. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, it is the beginning. It is what started everything, and it is what gave birth to this second generation and third generation cryptocurrencies that are out today. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the way I look at it, you know what I'm saying? And this is, like my opinion and the way I approach this movement. And it's like this. If I believe in the movement, like I said earlier, no cash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a way to cash it out. Now we have Cash App, now we have Coinbase. We have different ways that we can go ahead and cash it out. You know what I'm saying? But not spending it, which is hodling it, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that. Keeping the money or keeping the power within the community is pretty much the best way to kind of make sure that it keeps growing, because anybody that is into cryptocurrencies knows that in the beginning, before we were able to exchange fiat into cryptocurrency, in order to buy into the cryptocurrency world, you needed to own Bitcoin. You couldn't buy any Cardano, you couldn't buy any Ethereum, you couldn't buy any Litecoin, you couldn't buy any other cryptocurrency unless you first purchased Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Now that's changing. Now they're bringing it more into the mainstream. Now people are saying, okay, I'll take the Bitcoin straight, you know what I'm saying, as cash. Or if you want to sell me your Bitcoin, I'll give you cash. You know what I'm saying? So now you have that liquidity that ultimately we were all looking for in the community.
There it is, there, baby. You good?
Not really. I think you should get a maximalist on there still.
because maximalists, they're also known as being toxic, because a lot of them got wrecked back in 2017 when we had that bull run. A lot of them came into the market because there's a lot to cryptocurrency. There's economics, there's computer science, and even politics into it. So when you get into this new industry, there's a lot to learn, and people jump into it because they see the gains, and a lot of them got wrecked, and then a lot of them realized that a lot of these coins are. Bitcoin maximalists would say that most of these coins, if they're not scams, they're just not going to make it in the long run. So they have this toxicity in order to kind of save people and to protect the network. I think that you need to get maximalists on here, Lucky.
Here's the thing. I guarantee you that every single one of the people, right? If they would have done, let's say for example, I'm not talking about the projects that scam people, right? I'm talking about the projects that actually really got somewhere, this year. Anybody, this is why I suggest, hey, do your own research. Everybody that did their research and put their money into these projects made money. From 2017 to now, it's worth more money. You know what I'm saying? The projects are a lot better than what they were before, So this is where the long-term investment comes in. You know what I'm saying? Do you believe in the project? When you believe in the project, you're going to leave your money in there and you're going to actually invest it. You're in it for the long term. You're in it for the long run. So no matter the ups and downs that it does within the days or the weeks, which is the micro, you're looking at the macro, ultimately, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. You know what I'm saying? So, it doesn't really... whether you're a Bitcoin maximalist or not, it's not really like toxicity, it's kind of like the truth, man. If you look at it, bro, the beginning of Bitcoin, right? How much was each Bitcoin worth? 7 cents. From 7 cents each Bitcoin up to right now, that's over $54,000. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? If you would have just put that $100 there and just left it there, not worried about the ups and downs, whether I lost 10, 20 bucks, if you would have left it there, from the inception of Bitcoin, right now you'd be good. You know what I'm saying? And that's ultimately what it's all about. The long-term investment, that long-term commitment to the movement that ultimately you will realize and you will see that, it's real, bro. It's there. If it wasn't there, there wouldn't be so many people behind it. If it wasn't there, the government wouldn't be trying so hard to fight it and failing at it. You know what I'm saying? It's like no matter what they try to throw at cryptocurrency, it might dump it for a little bit. Governments try to privatize it and shit like that. Now we have the Tor network, which you're able to go ahead and connect from different parts of the world. Even though you're right here in the United States, use the Tor network. It'll seem like you're connecting from somewhere that Bitcoin is legal in. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, you know what I'm saying? Like the movement, believe in the movement, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not that they're maximalists, is that they believe in the movement. Like it's that they're fully committed to the movement. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why Bitcoin is getting to where it's at right now, because there's a lot of people that are committed to the movement. There's a lot of people that are committed to saying, hey, you know what? This is how we want things to be in society. We want things to be open for everybody to be able to see where this money is going. We want control of our own money, and ultimately we don't want nobody to kind of control, what we're doing with our money, control with the power. What's that?
Yeah, for sure. I was just adding to what you were saying. I was giving an example of what we want no one to meddle with, right? On
Yes,
these
sir.
networks.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man. I think you made a good point. That I like that it just comes to everybody doing your own research.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I don't want anybody to actually think that. Consider me the biggest liar in the world right now, bro. I don't want none of you guys to actually believe what I'm saying. Do your own research. Anything that I say, take your notes and research into it. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately make your own decision. You know what I'm saying? Just anything that I say is just bullshit. I would like for you guys to actually do your own research. Why? Because ultimately I believe that when you guys look into it, you guys will look into it and be like, oh shit, this is happening. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. I like that, bro. I like that. Hey, I appreciate your call, my G. Thank you, dog. This has been dope, bro. This has been really dope. That's the last phone call for the evening, gentlemen. Sunday night. This has been dope, dog. I mean, you are well versed, like one of the callers said, bro. This has been very, very enlightening. And is that the right word? Yeah. I just really, really appreciate you, bro, coming through. I want you to give all your plugs, bro. You try to give me something that I can get people to follow on, but I want them to follow you on it. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and I want you to plug that, bro. You know what I mean? Because I want this podcast, obviously, it's beneficial to us, but I want it to be beneficial to you as well, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay. So right now, what the biggest or largest company that owns cryptocurrency, right, or kind of is, working with the movement and stuff like that is doing, is they're basically giving you people free money. Like all you have to do is sign up, right? Sign up, learn about cryptocurrency, answer a couple of questions, right? And they'll give you free crypto, which you can go ahead and sell through Coinbase and automatically transfer into your bank account. I think it's like $35-$40 for free just for signing up, reading, or looking at a couple of videos and answering some questions. It won't take, longer than probably like an hour to actually get through all of these, and you get $40 or $50 for free from this. You know what I'm saying? And you can transfer it back to your bank accounts. For a lot of people that are like, where's the liquidity? How can it be cash? How can we trade it? Directly from that application. All you got to do is answer the questions. If you choose to go ahead and sell that currency to cash, go ahead and do that. They'll transfer it back to your bank account. They won't even trip on it. They'll transfer your transaction fee, and that's about it. But that cash will be in your bank. You know what I'm saying? I suggest keeping it, just as much as any cryptocurrency. I would suggest keeping it at least 10 years, you know what I'm saying, and see where it grows. Even if you don't want to invest in cryptocurrency, you know what I'm saying? This is free money, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't want to choose not to invest in it, at least sign up for it, take the tests, learn about cryptocurrency, and just leave it there and see where it goes. If you would have taken these tests 3 months ago, they would have given you anywhere like $30-$35 in cryptocurrency. That same amount of cryptocurrency now is worth over $140, and this is just for signing up. Just basically just taking the course. The course. No, not course. It's just kind of like they'll teach you about different cryptocurrencies and what each individual cryptocurrency is trying to do and change within the industry and stuff.
And where do they go find that?
Coinbase. We can go ahead and maybe post a link. At the
I'll
bottom.
post a link in the description, bro. Yeah. So after you guys give me a second after the podcast, I'll put his link in there so you can click on that. Mm-hmm. And how can people sign up for your class? How can they contact you?
Well, we will go ahead and I'll give you the link to my Facebook community. I have a very small group of people that I'm teaching individually in order to help them master. Right now, we are in the stages of actually being able to, let's say, for example, each of these individual people help other individual people learn, right? So this is ultimately what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go ahead and trying to spread this knowledge and kind of filter the bullshit to people. You know what I'm saying? Kind of filter, the bad projects and the scams that there is in the industry. There's a lot of big communities, right? Within Facebook, within Twitter, and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Now, the problem with these big communities is when you go into these big communities, there's a lot of spammers, there's a lot of bots, there's a lot of people trying to scam people, you know what I'm saying, within these communities. And there's nobody kind of filtering all that, right? So what I have done with my community is, by keeping it small and slowly, organically growing it, we're able to kind of filter all these people that are trying to scam people out of it. We're able to start passing the correct information onto people and showing people where to actually go and look for to get involved. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I'm not just within the cryptocurrency world. I also do stocks, options, and Forex. It's all the same, data analysis. When it comes to technical analysis, it's all the same. But yeah, within the community is where and ask any questions. Like if I know there's a lot of people that probably, or there's people in the podcast that saw and had other questions or more technical questions and stuff like that because they're more familiar with everything that I talked about. This is the place to actually come and ask me those questions. You can message me directly. You know what I'm saying? I dedicate a lot of my time to doing this. And as I showed you before, and I sent you the video 3 years ago, we were talking about this, and we were saying, how are we going to be able to bring this to the mainstream? How are we going to start to enlighten people and show people what the possibilities of this is? And this is, partly of how we plan to do it. Slowly but surely, brother.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
dog.
Thank you for having me here, bro.
Absolutely.
This
this has been dope, bro. This is dope, dog. Casey, baby, what do you want to say
What
going
up?
out here?
What up? Damn.
Gosh, you're slipping over there, baby.
Yeah, I was.
You're looking at gay porn, I know.
Fuck
Looking at Grindr, the Grindr app. Swiping right, left, and up and all that. If that's your thing, that's your thing, dog. You know what I mean? Cryptocurrency and Grindr over there, baby. You got them sweet cheeks up on that bitch. You know what I mean? Hey, what do you got to say to the homie Joe Rocket on the way out, baby?
Hey, Joe, thank you. I appreciate all the knowledge. I'm just playing devil's advocate, but
I appreciate it too, man. Like you actually gave me an opportunity for like what other people that kind of doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what people that actually don't know or really are familiar with it, like it gave me the opportunity to ask the same question or to answer the same questions that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like I said, I had the same questions that a lot of people and a lot of viewers had, before diving into the world of cryptocurrency. So, the more I can actually, help people understand, the better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was dope. Everybody, give it up for Joe Rocket, baby. That was dope, dog. Thank you, brother. Hell yeah, that was dope.